Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
Welcome to Nerds Chatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerds Chatting podcast. It's been a while, but we're back. My name is Nate, and with me this evening are my two very good friends, JB and Ben. Before you say anything, how are you, JB?
I'm fine, Nate. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you, Ben?
I'm very good, Nathan. How are you?
It's only taken me 3.5/4/5 years
And the rest.
to figure out that intro. We are the Nerds Chatting. We talk about all things nerdy, movies and TV shows and comic books and some other stuff sometimes. But we have had a little hiatus. It's been a month or so.
It's a month. Was it a month?
So?
Yeah, we did
It's
something
been
last.
a long time.
Yes, getting from there to here.
Yeah.
What did we do last time? We
Was
talked
that from James? We talked about
I
this
think
the other day. In
it
fact,
is,
today I think it was. We talked about this.
but it wasn't today, but it is Enterprise.
I closed the door, but I'm really warm.
Yeah, we had a month off because we talked about Black Widow and Loki on the 28th of July.
Time flies when you're having fun.
So, question. This is behind the curtain. You can edit it out if you want, but I don't want you to.
I won't.
Did we talk about the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer last time?
No.
No, because we literally just talked about Black Widow and Loki.
So we can talk about the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer.
Yes, we can.
Sure.
Spoilers. It's on the menu.
Okay.
Yay! I haven't even got to the menu.
But don't look at the menu. Let's just be present in the room. I've put together a menu for us to discuss.
You've got
these.
some presents in the room for me.
No.
So
Okay.
what are we doing, Nathan? We're doing some broken news, split up into Marvel news, miscellaneous news.
Correct.
DC news,
Yep.
Star Wars news,
Yep.
followed by trailers, followed by Nerdscene.
That is exactly what we're going to do.
Amazing. And I've just seen JB's Nerdscene. Bum bum bum.
Oh, bit of sizzle. Bit of sizzle.
Bit of
For the bottom of the show.
I like. I've just seen JB's.
you didn't write it in. I wrote it in for you.
Nate knew that this week is going to be a struggle for me. And he's helped me, and he's a very.
Are you running at like 50%?
I think I'm running over 100%, which means that
That's good.
I've got nothing else though to be able to give to anybody. So I thank you, my friend.
That's fine. But your 100% is like everyone else's 30%. So yeah.
Hang on, I'm completely
burn.
confused.
Oh, is it been like 80% of the
So
time it
if-
works every time?
JB is operating at 100%. That means he's not running low. He's operating at full capacity.
Yeah. But that means I haven't got time for anything else, which meant this is the reason why I've just seen JB's.
Oh, so
item
you're
on the
saying
menu.
I'm talking about not how busy you are. I'm talking about how good you are feeling. And if you're feeling 100%, then you're feeling fine.
Yes.
Whereas you're actually saying, no, I'm flat out. I've not had a chance to do anything this week. Therefore,
For
I'm
the
running.
podcast, because everything else has taken
You're
up
on
my life.
fumes. You're on fumes.
I
aren't
am
you?
fuming.
So you're running low. You're running low. So you're not on 100% when it comes to how you're.
God, this is great
I'm
radio.
so
This is
confused.
amazing radio.
This is a bit when we you overanalyze time travel or the time police.
Right, bringing us back in. Let's talk about some Marvel news.
I
Shall
might
we?
edit that out. I might edit that out.
No.
okay.
You won't because we'll reference it later.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Broken news.
100%.
I've got three headlines in here about leaked footage and images of Moonknight.
Oh, I see. Right, I count 5 things there, but right, you're right. Okay.
So, firstly, there was a leaked image of Moonknight on Tinternet.
Oh, that's good. They've not put it on the actual site. They've linked to it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not seen that one.
Yeah, he looks like a. It's dark. It's dark. I think that's not going to be that colour. I think it's going to be more white.
That looks like an early suit, possibly.
I think it might be an early suit. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Doctor Doom.
we should say it does look like Doctor Doom. We should say it. So Moon Knight is a character from Marvel Comics. The character has multiple personality disorder, something like that.
Something like
Split
that,
personality. Yeah. Different versions of them have different conditions, powers, all those sorts of things, and. He's being played by Oscar Isaac, so
Great cast,
amazing. Everyone's very happy about that, and they're filming it now, and they've had some images leaked of it.
Ooh, is this on Disney Plus, or is this
It
going to
will
be
be on Disney Plus. It's
what?
going to be a TV show. There you go.
Disney
There's the
Plus.
better image. So again, great radio. But what it looks
So
like,
I'll link to all of these news articles in the show notes.
Brill.
Don't worry about it.
So a lot of versions of Moon Knight, he gains his powers or thinks he gains his powers from an Egyptian god. So he
Moon God?
Indeed. Yes. So in this, you can see that they've really sort of leaned into that, and he's kind of got a mummification type look about him. He's got like wraps and things. He's got a hood. I think it looks cracking.
I look at that image and I freaking love it.
Yeah.
That is the image that when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that looks so comic accurate. I mean, it's different to how it looks in the comics, but at the same time, it looks like it's ripped off the pages of a comic. I goddamn love it.
It's
So for people listening who can't see, because this is radio, this is the not dark image. This is the one that pretty much the entire world saw. Yeah.
And this is it's like you say about it being ripped from a comic. Like it knowing what the MCU does with characters from the comics.
Yeah,
it's exactly what they would do.
It's what you want.
Exactly.
It's got the crescent moon on the forehead. It's got like the white eyes. Oh God, I love it.
Is he a goodie or a baddie?
Yes, yes, exactly. That's the really interesting thing about Moon Knight is he's more or less the Batman of MCU of Marvel, but he's
a little bit more damaged.
Yeah, a lot more damage, I'd say.
Okay.
And isn't there some like quote like, "Why do you wear?" Yeah, someone says to him, "Why do you wear white?" He's like, "Because I want them to see me coming."
Yeah, something
like he's Batman, but he wants them to be afraid of him. So
okay, I'm afraid.
This is a cool character that we're really looking forward to. There was some concept art, so you can see there. That's kind of again great radio, but this one has much more sort of Angel of Death type look about it. It's got his cape is sort of billowing like wings, but it's a whiter. Obviously, the lighting in this picture. This drawing is different to the lighting on the real image we saw, but you can see how that will play out. He's
an important character in a like a Marvel, not Elseworlds because they don't do Elseworlds, but not a what if, like a single run story called Contagion,
right?
That came out very early in the COVID outbreak, actually, or maybe even before that.
Right.
Yeah, and I think I read it in the COVID. Doesn't matter. Anyway, he's important in that storyline. It's like a 5-issue storyline. I can let you borrow that, JB, if you'd like to have a read. It's quite good.
Yes, okay.
Oh, there you go.
And there's also some people have filmed, secretly filmed on set, so there's some footage of him.
Is this all linked
bouncing.
in here?
This is all linked in here, yeah.
Gosh, this is incredible.
Yeah, so there's some running, jumping, and some
my
wire
gosh.
work. And stuff. So clearly he's going to have some sort of powers given to him because he was doing some acrobatics and things.
Yeah. What's that? The Screen Rant pitch meeting of Indiana Jones. It's Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah,
for the love of God, don't click on it.
Yeah, I won't.
Don't click.
That was for everyone listening. That was the suggested videos on the end of the YouTube.
How's this gonna fit into the whole sort of MCU story?
He'll become an Avenger.
Yeah,
is that what's going to happen?
Yeah. So
does it happen in the comics? Okay,
sometimes.
fine.
Sometimes
he's like this is phase 4, isn't it? Is what we're in now? Is it phase 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was looking at this the other day because we've already had how many Marvel properties have we had this year so far?
Oh, this year.
So
Christ.
this year we've had WandaVision. I was going to say Wanda and Vision. WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Eagle and the Autumnal Soldier.
Better.
Yeah. Black Widow,
Yep.
Loki.
Yep.
We're about to have Shang-Chi, which I've learned is how it's pronounced, not Shang-Chi, it's
Shang-Chi.
Eternals.
Eternals is going to come out this year, and spoilers for later on, Spiderman No Way Home is coming out this year. So that's 7 Marvel properties. Oh, and What If? That's 8 Marvel properties this year.
I haven't seen any of yet.
What?
I know. Have you seen What If?
Yes.
Hang on, let's get it right here, though, mate. You watched Loki in 4 days, okay,
Sure,
when it all came out.
It might
So
have been
don't you
3,
sit
actually.
over
I think it
there
was 3
judging me. Right, 3 days.
Yeah, but-
beg your pardon, you JB'd it.
I mean, it all depends whether you're going to JB. What if?
Anyway, so we've had 8 Marvel properties already this year, but the majority of them have been TV shows. I know we're going to be coming into movies later on, but I think that the move seems to be they're obviously making a lot more money from Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Because it's guaranteed monthly income.
Absolutely.
So why wouldn't they do that?
Scarlett Johansson doesn't think that.
No, I know she doesn't think that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
Anyway, so we've got next year Hawkeye, Ms. Marvel. Is it Ms. Marvel? No.
Yeah. Aren't we getting
Miss
Hawkeye
Marvel?
this year?
No, I think it's pushed back to January.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Yeah, I think it's Ms. We're getting Miss Marvel.
What else are we getting next year? Secret Invasion, I think they're filming now.
Are they?
Armor Wars?
Armor Wars, they're starting to film soon. They're also... they've
Second season of Loki?
Yep, they've... we could look on Wikipedia if only we knew how to look it up. But
I don't know.
they have like finished filming loads of stuff as well that we don't even realise is being finished film that have been announced that they're filming Wakanda Forever.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness
Yeah.
has been filming in Devon over the last couple of months.
Yeah,
No.
and Somerset.
It has.
Yeah, truth. So what I'm getting at is like Moonknight is just like one piece of this puzzle now, and it's thick and fast.
Yeah.
Because of the TV element nature, and because of the way that sort of the leaps in technology, they've clearly got a way of doing things more cheaply. They're reusing content. That's another reason why a shared universe is great, because it's reusing sets and designs and characters and costumes. I'm not reusing exactly, but if you haven't got to if you haven't got to freshly design a character, then you've saved yourself like 20 or 30% of a person's time.
Yeah,
a designer is just redesigning someone. Do you know what I mean? It's
Plus, they can use those great big screens. Like
Yes,
when they
the
filmed,
volume, yes.
Yeah, for Mandalorian. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So they've got all this stuff built in, so they can now start pouring it out.
Well, they seem to be churning it out.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, which leads me on to what are DC doing?
Well, we will get to that.
Brilliant.
Did you know, actually? I mean, this
Are we
is
really
not
getting
here,
into it?
but Black Adam has filmed. They finished filming it. Did you know that?
No,
Yeah,
really?
done.
I still haven't seen Shazam.
Oh, it's a
What?
great
Oh.
movie.
Anyway, let's stick to Marvel. Let's stick to
Marvel. So
right now.
Captain America 4, Anthony Mackie. I mean, we kind of knew this already, but
I
it's
was
been
gonna say, I thought this was old news, but yeah.
Yeah, it's old news in that everyone was like, Anthony Mackie, you're going to be Captain America in Captain America 4? And he's like, yeah. And now they've
Is that what
officially
happened?
announced it.
Oh, right, okay.
Basically, yeah, he's signed on for Captain America 4.
And
When's
is-
that
I'm
coming
assuming-
out?
Sorry.
Oh, in the future.
And it's also believed that Daniel Bruhl, Baron Zemo,
Yeah.
Emily Van Camp, Sharon Carter, okay, I'm going to butcher this name, Adipero Odeyi,
Oh, you did amazing, yeah.
Sarah Wilson, Wyatt Russell, who's John Walker, the US agent, or Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine could reprise their roles, but it's all speculation for now.
I don't think they'll be in it. I think that those characters are being set up for the
Dark Avengers.
Dark Avengers, or
What?
what did I say? It was going to be Thunderbolts, I think,
Thunderbolts, yeah.
because General Ross was in Black Widow. Spoilers.
Yes.
As sickly and not looking very good. You know?
And he is his sort of nickname is Thunderbolt, General Thunderbolt Ross. Mm-hmm. And in the comics, there is a series called The Thunderbolts, which is a series of villains who do good stuff. They're like the Suicide Squad, but not quite as grim.
Sure.
Not quite as killed off so much.
Yeah. And they're in some incarnations, the Thunderbolts have Red Hulk, which again, spoilers. Sorry everyone for a comic that came out 15 years ago.
20 years ago.
Red Hulk is actually General Ross, so that might be a spoiler for a movie in the future. But I'm almost certain it won't be Dark Avengers. I'm almost certain it'll be Thunderbolts.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so
What's the potential storyline for Captain America?
no, I would like to get like the Isaiah Bradley type storyline going on.
That would be great. Do you think they might lean back into, oh, yeah, but he's not superpowered, you see, as Captain America, and he might gain some superpowers?
Possibly. I want him to sort his suit out. When I first saw it in the show,
I love his suit.
I
Change
loved
his
it.
suit.
It's comic book accurate, but it's a head sock, right? And there haven't been head socks on screen, but there are tons of head socks in comic books.
Invincible.
Yeah, but not live action.
Okay.
So I think of like Gambit and Cyclops, and they have head socks. It's
Yeah.
literally just a piece of material that goes up to their hairline,
Yeah.
and that's it. And that's what he's got. And I get he's got it because it's in the comics, but I kind of just want it to go to his neck.
No.
I'm
No, I like
really
head
picky,
sock.
aren't I?
Yeah.
head sock.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it looks great.
Yeah, me
he
too.
needs to have the goggles because when he's flying, if he doesn't have the goggles on, he's not going to be able to see very well. Plus, when he's got the goggles on, he's got the technology that he can use.
They could Geordie LaForge him.
They could
What?
Geordie the Forge him,
Give
but
him a
that's not.
headband.
No, because
not
Geordie
comic
LaForge had a
accurate.
headband, and then in the movies he had ocular implants.
Oh, yes, he did.
They could. Who's taking over from Tony Stark? Who's going to be the Tony Stark of this universe?
Oh, the Wakandan.
Shuri.
Shuri, yeah.
Yeah, maybe Shuri can fix it because that's a Wakandan suit, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I reckon they're going to give him Geordie LaForge's.
No, I
Iron
don't
Plus.
like that.
No.
I love Anthony Mackie. I loved The Eagle and the Autumnal Soldier. Thank you, James.
Yep.
And I love that the title card at the end of that show, spoilers for a show that came out 4 or 5 months ago, was Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So I'm all about that. I really, really want him to come back, and I love him.
I might struggle with the transformation from Steve to the Falcon.
Do you think Steve could come back?
No, I'm just the character being Captain America. I enjoyed the Autumnal Soldier.
Yeah.
But I'm just a bit like, how is this going to be? I don't know. Whole film? I don't know.
He was fantastic in the second season of Altered Carbon.
It's not the actor. It's not the actor.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm character.
Yeah.
But I love the suit. I think I would love that as a fancy dress.
The suit will change. Every Captain America suit has changed.
Yeah.
His suit will change.
I wonder if it will lean more into the Winter Soldier movie suit. The sort of stealth suit.
Maybe
that Cap has.
Yeah, maybe. Not sure.
Who knows?
We'll see. We'll see.
Have you seen the episode of Black Mirror that he's in?
No.
It's a really fascinating episode.
Tangent?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you about it. So it's him and the chap that plays Dr. Manhattan in...
Billy Crudup.
No, in Watchmen. And was also Black Manta, right? That guy.
Yes.
He's got a crazy sounding name, but it's fantastic.
Yes.
It's a beautiful name. Anyway, they're both in it, right? And they play... in this episode of Black Mirror, and they play old friends. One of them's like a very suburban dad, and one's sort of not gone off the rails, but just hasn't settled down and stuff. But they both have fond memories of playing like video games together. Mm-hmm. So it's Black Mirror, so obviously there's a twist to it. So they both get hold of this newest console where you don't play, you plug in, and then you become the character, and you do like a Street Fighter type fight or a Tekken type fight in the thing. So they fight. And what happens is that they're playing this game that they fondly remember playing with controllers, but they're in it. And one of them is playing a male character, and one of them is playing a female character in the fighting. And they fall in love in the game. And then when they come back out, they're like, this is weird, oh my God. And clearly, the Anthony Mackie character has had an affair with his wife in the computer game with his friend. It's really... really great episode. It does some really interesting stuff about like what is real, what is reality, what is like, and what is infidelity. Is that has he cheated or has he not? Like what? It's really fascinating.
His name is Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
Yes, that is exactly his name.
Thank you.
Cracking actor, absolutely cracking.
I feel like I'm under pressure with these names tonight.
Well,
for some reason, I've landed on two of them. I don't know why.
I know.
Don't know
We're going
why.
to think of some other names for you.
Yeah,
Find some really difficult ones.
I love how we've just put a spotlight on the fact that we are three white, middle-aged British men. Like we clearly are not worldly.
Are you middle-aged?
Yeah,
I certainly am.
Me too, and I feel it. Anyway,
Do you?
yes.
Should we move on to the next news story?
What is it?
Yeah.
Ironheart, who is the spiritual taker-honor of the mantle of Iron Man? No, I'm not working this very well. Ironheart is a character from the comics, the Marvel comics, and she is kind of like Iron Man. She has Iron Man-esque powers, skills. We knew that Ironheart was going to be a TV series, and we knew that Dominique Thorne had been cast as Ironheart. But what we've learned is that she is going to have her debut in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, because they're filming it right now.
Cool.
So it's like a backdoor introduction into her character for her own then TV show.
Yeah. So Riri Williams is the
Riri
character's
Williams.
name.
And who's it being
Dominic
played?
Thorne.
Dominic Thorne. Yeah. Very comic book accurate.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely excellent.
this is
Ironheart's
great.
a great character. There's potential, because of how she is in the comic book, there's potential that we could get a Tony Stark flashback.
I don't know how I feel about that.
He's gone, isn't he? Leave it.
Might not happen in Wakanda Forever, might happen in the show. And of course,
Spider-Man.
all he'd have to do, he could be her AI, could be his voice. that controls the suit or helps supports him when he's in the suit. Could be there's a flashback because when did Riri Williams meet Tony Stark? Was it during the 5 years of the blip? Was it at that point? So you might flash back to that in some way. Might not even happen at all. It might be that she reads a letter from him or something like that. Who knows? But there's potential that Tony Stark could show up in the Ironheart TV show. Not Wakanda Forever, that's going to introduce her, but the TV show. How she's going to be introduced in Wakanda Forever? Will she be a friend of Shuri? Will she be a rival of Shuri?
Do you think she'd be Wakandan?
She's not a Wakandan in the comic books, I don't think. I might be wrong. But if she's going to appear in Wakanda Forever...
Oh, I know where she's going to come from. She's going to be... at the end of Black Panther, they go back into his uncle's tenement building, and they're like, no, we're going to make it into a school or something. That's where she's going to come from.
Ah, interesting.
Nice thinking. No?
Yeah,
Well
it'll be like, oh, here's the protege
Wakanda
from
Outreach Centre or something like that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Very nice. Yeah, so she's from Oakland in California.
Yep.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, well up for this. Again, this is another kind of like that folding into that Moonknight and those characters. These are interesting, different characters that we just never would have thought we'd get on the screen, and they're just going, all
Hell for
guns.
leather.
Yeah, hell for leather, correct. Right, we're into the miscellaneous section now.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
Now, I moved miscellaneous up because I didn't want Marvel and DC to be combating each other like they always are.
Right. You wanted miscellaneous to be the sandwich meat in between the two layers of bread that are Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
What sort of bread did you have, Nathan?
Probably
low carb keto bread.
Yeah, low
right?
carb keto bread.
But
Yeah.
what if you weren't? What was it? Just say if you on a night out you weren't having it.
Some sort of like heavily seeded, like rye, something like that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like with seeds that you
Get
would
stuck in
worry, get stuck in your teeth, but also would worry would crack your teeth. That sort of
that's
bread,
big seeds.
For other answers to questions of this nature, check out our second to last podcast.
Bro, this news story is for you two and you two alone because
really?
I'm not interested in Stranger Things because I gave up after season 2.
That was silly.
But Stranger Things season 4 has been unveiled to be coming.
Yay!
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
There's a trailer.
Yes.
It's 30 seconds.
Yes.
Here it is. Is that content from the previous season or is
Yes.
this new?
No, it's all content from the old seasons.
Okay, so
but you do get a little bit in a minute.
Okay.
A little bit of a cheeky.
So I'll make it bigger. There we go.
A little bit of sizzle.
Yeah, a little bit of sizzo.
Is that new?
That is.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
13's a bit older.
Yeah, don't know what's going on there.
Some sort of flamethrower going on. Oh,
Yeah.
dice. So it's
Yeah,
they
play
Could be
Dungeons and
D&D
Dragons.
again.
Yeah.
They are massive D&D fans in this
They
show.
are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So much so that there's actually a D&D Stranger Things package you can buy.
Is there really?
Yeah.
And you haven't bought it?
No, well, I'm not a big Stranger Things fan.
But you are a big D&D fan.
I am now. Yeah.
Maybe you should try it again. The second season is, by all accounts, the worst.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could rewatch it from the beginning and do 1, 2, and then 3, because season 3 is great.
I would say that season 1 was exceptional, but season 2 was good. It just was difficult because season 1 was exceptional.
Yeah, it was their difficult second album, is what season 2 was.
Yeah.
It's a shame because there was a lot of the hype for it was them all in the Ghostbusters outfit, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to lean heavily into that, and then it kind of happened, and I was like,
We won't change his mind.
You won't change my mind.
No, he won't do it. He won't do it. But if he was asking us to change our mind,
Yeah, you'd have to do it.
I'm excited for more Stranger Things. I like
am as
Stranger
well.
Things.
I think in the trailer you do see spoilers if you haven't seen it. Jim Hopper, he is alive.
I am looking forward to introducing my daughter to Stranger Things in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, I would say that's probably
Yet.
not yet. No, yeah.
Not yet,
yeah.
because she's only 12. I think when she
Yeah.
gets to, maybe 15, maybe 14, if I can convince the wife, which I never will, I'll introduce her to this program. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think that's probably good because it's kind of kids. You can identify with them. Kids like scary things.
Yes. Yeah. Grace does. Yeah.
Does she?
She likes reading like scary books for her age range.
Okay, cool.
You know,
That's
like
really good.
like R.L. Stein sort of things.
Oh
but
yeah,
not
nice,
that, you know
nice,
what I
nice,
mean?
Nice, yeah.
So she's not on like Frankenstein or Dracula right now.
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
because she's 12.
Oh, okay. No. Right, yeah, good. Yeah. The next news story. So, Oblivion Song.
Tell me about it.
I bet Jake Gyllenhaal hasn't got low fumes.
Oblivion Song is a comic book written by Robert Kirkman and with art by Lorenzo De Felici, which is absolutely something you just have to see to believe. It is incredible. The comic book is the story. Oh, hang on. Can I read it from somewhere?
No, I want your version of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can I ask, has Robert Kirkman done anything else?
No, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Okay.
He's never done a program.
Wait, no. He did a tiny little thing you might have heard about with some zombies. Little.
Okay, fine.
Oh, and this really, really small superhero comic book you probably wouldn't have even heard.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Anyway, Oblivion Song is a story of... it's set in Philadelphia, but not as we know it. An event took place that swapped the city of... I think it's Philadelphia. Have I got that wrong?
No, go with it. Back yourself.
I'm going to back myself. It's Philadelphia with an alien planet, which they come to call Oblivion Song. And basically, it's like an alien world that's being taken over by this rot, this fungus, that cannot thrive in Earth's atmosphere. So when this event takes place where the entire city of New York is swapped basically with this this area of Oblivion Song, this rot just dies, and what is left is just a massive nothing, a massive wasteland basically. But there are a load of people in Philadelphia who were transported to this alien world basically. And what happens is, over a space of time, they develop this technology where they can jump from our world to the world of Oblivion Song, and this guy is trying to rescue people, and there are people who don't want to be rescued, and there are all sorts of weird alien creatures that live on this planet, like alien, the most alien things you've ever seen in your world. Some are friendly, some are very not friendly. There also may or may not be a sentient race of people who live on that planet, who may or may not be called the Faceless Men, who may or may not have very bad intentions for humankind.
I think they do exist. I think they do have bad intentions. It's just my call. I don't know.
Yeah,
because
they may or may not.
May not, maybe.
The comic is coming to an end with the new arc. I think the latest issue came out today. It might be issue 33, but I might be wrong. It might be 34. The Oblivion podcast guys can correct me. I will link to them.
But what is this news story all about?
Oh, they're going to make a film.
Oh, wow. One film.
I don't know. Is it one film?
Let's say one film.
Let's say one film.
I would say it could be a film with a sequel. It could potentially be a trilogy. There's enough content in there. I think the comic's going to run for maybe 40 issues. I might be wrong.
I'm going to say off the top of my head 36 probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you know that for a fact, do you?
I just looked up Kirkman. I know who he is now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Good. Does Oblivion Song have a roguishly handsome man in the lead?
A devilishly handsome man in the lead by the name of Nathan.
Is he really?
Yes, he's absolutely called
I thought you
Nathan.
were just buttering me up there.
Nathan Cole.
Yeah.
Is it Cole? Yes, it's Cole. Yeah, and he's got a brother as well.
Called...
Not going to tell you.
Okay. So this is
because
coming...
I may have forgotten.
You're quite excited about this, presumably.
This will be great. I mean, listen, we had the announcement of the Invincible movie.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago, something like that. This won't happen anytime soon. This won't happen like next week. They've got to write a script. They've got to, cast it. They've got to do so many. Ed. That's what his brother's called. Ed.
No done.
Thank you.
It doesn't actually say when it's like.
No. This will be. We're talking 3 or 4 years of development and production. It's not going to come out anytime soon. However, I'm all for it. I'm here for it. The comic has been great.
Isn't it funny, like when we were talking earlier about the Marvel stuff, which they can just pump out, and then other content like this, which takes such a long time to happen. Like it's factoryized, isn't it? It's Marvel just can, whereas they've got to build this from scratch.
This will need a huge budget.
Yeah,
if it's gonna hold a candle to the comic and everything that the comic gives you of this really weird world, it will have to cost a fortune. I'm talking 200 million to give justice to what Oblivion Song actually looks like, because it looks weird. It looks really weird, and the creature design will have to be... Well, number one, Lorenzo De Felici will have to be involved in some way, and his art style is very different to what you might expect. So for someone to take that art style and make it look like something that would actually exist,
Right,
is going to take work.
See, I worry about that sort of stuff. When you look at things like, like the film R.I.P.D., which is obviously dumb and not on the scale of this, but or even Men in Black or stuff like that. Like, the moment you put anything that's so otherworldly, like tentacly, or something you just couldn't possibly imagine unless you're such a creative person, like these writers and artists, it does take you out of it a bit. And like, it's because it's CGI often, it does make you go, ooh, not sure I believe it.
The faceless men, who may or may not have another name, are going to be very awkward for people to conceive.
I reckon they have another name, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think they're called? Men with faces?
Yeah, men with faces.
Men with ugly faces.
Yeah.
Literally, I could show you a picture of one right now, and you'd be like, "What the fuck?" Is
you're
that?
right.
Oh,
You're right,
there
you're
it
right,
is.
yeah.
We've now got there's the first F-word bomb.
Yeah.
I
Brilliant.
beg your pardon. But no, I'm keen for this, but I won't hold my breath for it coming out anytime soon.
Okay.
We'll be talking about this in about 3 years, 4 years' time?
3 years
Okay.
is a conservative estimate, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the next piece of news is much more soon than that. And this is the first promo image from the Lord of the Rings TV show.
Promo image. So that's not something taken from the show.
Good question, Ben.
Thank
you. Yeah, very difficult. We don't know the answer to that.
I'm here for it. I'm here for these questions.
I don't have the answer, but it's basically making bold statements about the setting, the time frame, what will happen in this story.
It does look beautiful, doesn't it?
It does look beautiful. It's very evocative of Lord of the Rings. I think everyone that loved Lord of the Rings, which really, as long as you're a sane human being, should be you, that just loved it. And I think we had some chat on the Bird Nerd chat.
Yes.
And we thought that that city in this image might be the Barad-dûr before it becomes Barad-dûr, maybe?
No idea. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well, I've got that wrong. But one of Sauron's castles before Sauron becomes Sauron, which then leads you to believe, basically, this is set in the second age of Lord of the Rings. So the Lord of the Rings movies are the third age.
And it ends when it goes to the fourth age.
Yes.
When Aragorn is crowned king of all men.
Yes.
Nice.
So this is going to be... There's been no details released about the story, but it being second age, it is almost certainly the story of Sauron becoming Sauron.
And who is he before he becomes Sauron? Then?
I think he's like a magician-y type guy, and like it's going to be...
Magician or wizard?
I don't know
Gandalf as...
No.
Well, the wizards are actually these kind of angel-like beings, so I don't know if it's quite that.
Oh, okay.
I think you'll get some more context for who Gandalf is and who Saruman is and who... What's the one, the brown one who's got dung all over him? Radagast.
Nice.
So I think you'll get a lot more context of who these people are and who Sauron is. Who is that? Do you think that is Sauron in that image?
I don't know. The main actor in this is the guy that played young Ned Stark in Game of Thrones.
Right.
So that may be him.
Because I look at that, and do you know who I see?
Who do you see?
I see Ben Mendelsohn.
Me too!
In
From Rogue One.
Yeah, it's the white cape.
It is,
It's the white cape.
And there's something that people have lost their minds over a little bit, deep fans, are the two trees in the background. You might not even notice the trees, but there's a black one and a white one, and they're basically...
The ones that are big, bright in the skyline there,
I
JB?
saw the trees, yeah.
They're basically like life and death, shadow and brightness.
That's deep, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's really deep.
and there are stories of the Second Age stuff in the Silmarillion. Now I don't know, and you know we need Laura here to tell us everything because she's the expert.
Yeah,
but Laura from Jack and the Geek-Stalk.
Yes.
And
she's their showrunner, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff about like elves and those trees and the Grey Havens and all this sort of stuff. And I'm butchering all of the lore about this, but essentially, this looks fucking great, and I can't wait.
Second F-bomb!
Hey!
Thank you very
and
much.
this is coming, it's not coming till...
Friday the September? No,
next year. It's
2022. September 1937.
It's coming September 2022. They're pouring a lot of money into it. As we've spoken about in this podcast before, Amazon can pour lots and lots of money into stuff, because the moment you buy Prime, you get... the TV app, but you also get free delivery and you get all the other benefits you get with Prime, blah, blah, blah.
That's true, but they aren't churning out a lot of good stuff like Netflix?
That's because they're
or
working.
Disney?
They're working at the minute on that
Is
and
this-
other things.
Is this going to be the big one?
This is going to be massive. This
Bigger
is
than
gonna be huge.
Invincible?
But one thing that might be a contender for it, and I think the reason why they've made it next year is they want to embed the show which they have released another promo image for, which is the Wheel of Time.
Who is that in the middle there, Nathan, with the blue coat? Is that who I think it is?
I can't remember her name.
Rosamund Pike.
It is Rosamund Pike. She is basically the star of the first season of Wheel of Time. She plays a character called Moraine. Now, Wheel of Time is another Amazon show that's being produced. It's a lot of people are putting it into the same bracket as Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones because it has a fantasy element. There's magic and stuff in it. It is very much not the same, though.
Witcher?
Even that, it's not the same. It's not a medieval show.
They are dressed in medieval attire.
You'd think so. It's
Sire?
It's a little bit more sort of cavalier era. So you'd have more like frills, and they have rapiers as opposed to long swords and that sort of thing. So it's
They demand satisfaction. And things
yeah,
like
that sort of thing. And there's also, I mean, I don't want to spoil stuff, but there's also
Don't.
other things suggestive of the timeline. Doesn't matter. Wheel of Time, it's a huge book series. There's 14 books in the series, written by a guy called Robert Jordan. He died after writing the first 10 books, and Brandon Sanderson finished them off. Brandon Sanderson was a huge fan of his books.
Is he an author in his own
He's
right?
an author in his own right. And Robert Jordan and his wife, who maintained the chronology and the canon of their stuff, were looking for someone to continue it. And they said, apparently Robert Jordan said before he died, like, if anyone was ever going to write this, I would want it to be Brandon Sanderson. So it's this match made in heaven. And he's finished off the series. But
how many books in the whole?
14.
14. So
Yeah.
he finished off the final 4
Yes,
books.
yes.
So was he working from notes left
Yes,
by the original
absolutely, yeah,
artist?
yeah.
Author?
Yeah.
Or did he make it up?
No, he had notes, yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
And it's universally praised. The last 4 books are universally praised. So
Wonderful.
This show for me is going to be the big one, and this comes out later this year. This comes out in November, I believe.
And what is the premise of the Wheel of Time, Nathan? I know
So-
you've told me this before, but I want to hear it from you again.
Yeah. So in this world, it's quite provincial. There's small little villages and towns, and people live quite separately. There are kingdoms that are only the borders of the kingdoms are, you wouldn't even know you'd crossed it. There's just spaces across this vast mountainous and countryside. And in the sort of one connecting thing to all of this is that the magic users are limited to the women.
What?
In the world. Not all women, but only women use magic. And even those people, that band of women who use magic, they're both revered and feared. And there's a lot of political stuff going on, which is where it would kind of be a bit Game of Thronesy. And then there's this constant prophecy. It's called the Wheel of Time because it's about how things happen in cycles. And this, I hope this isn't a spoiler for the show, but in the first book, the first chapter, the world ends.
Oh.
Okay.
And then then the next age, so the Wheel of Time turns and it moves on. But clearly they're long, they're eons.
Yes.
So, and the world ended because the last male magic user went crazy. And his power destroyed the world. So there's this constant fear of any men that have magic powers.
Okay.
So there's this really interesting dynamic about men and women, and then all the different political factions, and then
It's a comment on gun ownership.
Yeah, maybe.
potentially, as
Yeah,
well,
absolutely. And then you land in this tiny little village, and actually, also the first book does feel it has a plot very similar to Lord of the Rings. So this is why it gets all these comparisons, but then it just expands out, and it's just something I really love. I'm on book 6 at the minute. They are dense tomes. They're like 1,000 pages per book.
Check Nathan out. He can read 1,000-page book.
It's taken me like 2 years to get to this point. So
Just call him Encyclopedia?
yeah. But yeah, so this is a great image. So they've released a few images. So this shot is almost certainly not in the show. This is the hero shot. This is like the band of people that are travelling in the first season, they just said, right, we need a shot for the promo. Can you all stand in a line together? Because there's no way on earth they're actually going to walk like that in the show.
Who's the dude on the right? He looks familiar.
The tall dude on the right.
They're both pretty tall.
Yeah, true.
Which
Far
one?
right. One with the blue...
He plays a character called Rand Al Thor. I don't know the
Randall
name.
Thor?
Rand Al Thor. He's played by Joshua Stradowski.
I have no idea who that is.
No, neither do I. But if there's only a way I could find out.
Of all the people on that image that I'm looking at there, I recognise Rosamund Pike, and I love Rosamund Pike.
The guy playing Lan, you might know, Daniel Henney, he's been in some stuff. I think he might have been in Wolverine Origins X-Men Wolverine.
The bad one.
Could be. I might be making that up, but I think he is.
Don't know. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then there's some other shots. There's someone
in a cage.
There's someone in a cage.
Stuff like that.
I know we've hung on this quite a lot, but this is coming out soon. And I think it's going to be huge.
When's it coming out, Nathan?
I believe it's November.
This year?
This year.
Oh, wow.
And they are filming season 2 already.
Oh, good lord.
They're banking on this being a good one, aren't they?
Absolutely. My point, James. You've hit the nail on the head. They are banking on this.
Is one book, one season?
Don't know.
Does it get a bit heavy?
Maybe.
Okay.
Don't
And it's all done. It's all complete. It's all finished.
The books?
All the books are done.
Yeah,
they're all written. They're all out there.
Yep,
they're all published.
done,
We're not talking about another Game of Thrones situation here where they go past the released books and they go different.
One of the 14 is a prequel.
Oh, interesting.
So they may start folding that into season 1.
Yes. Yeah.
I haven't
Or that
read
could
it.
be season
Yeah,
1.
that could be one. So yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, we're hanging on this quite a lot, but I think this is going to be big.
Big question.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch the show or are you going to finish the books first?
Because you know you're going to be catching up. That's a great question.
Exactly.
It's a great
Yeah,
Especially if they're 1,000 pages each.
Yes.
And it's taken you 2 years to read one.
I'm on book 6. Come
beg your
on.
pardon, 2 years to read 6.
I'm going to watch the show. I'm going to watch it opening night. I can't wait.
Okay.
So yeah, I might even take a day off for it. To be honest, I'm so excited about it.
Oh wow, it's big news.
Yeah, it's big news. Yeah, I believe it's week to week release though.
Rosamund Pike. Oh my god, I love her so much.
She's great, isn't she?
She's
And-
my future ex-wife.
And actually, having read books, she is just that they could not have cast her better. They could not have cast her better. She is.
Really?
You read it and you go, "Well, that sounds like Rosamund Pike."
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So great. Right, next news story. This is still in miscellaneous. The Matrix 4 has got a title.
Wow.
It's called Matrix Resurrections.
So, Neo brought back to life.
Would you like me to read you the description of the trailer that has been shown at CinemaCon?
There's been a trailer?
At CinemaCon.
Shut the front door.
I think they've finished filming it.
What?
See what I mean? Loads of stuff has just been filmed that you wouldn't know about.
Hang on, it's still 2020, right?
Oh. Got to break some news to you.
Oh my god.
It's 2021.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So let me read this to you. I'll read it verbatim. The new trailer opens in San Francisco with Neo, now going by the name of Thomas
Anderson.
and seemingly unaware of who he is. Neil Patrick Harris, great casting, plays his therapist, and a brief scene of Neo as Thomas is shown in a therapy session. Neo says, "I've had dreams that don't seem like dreams. Am I crazy?" Before he flashbacks to events of the original trilogy. The trailer also expands on the initial footage of Trinity and Neo meeting, but this time they don't seem to know each other, or even though they think they do. Trinity asks Neo as Thomas, "Have we met?" The trailer then shifts into a montage mode with Neo observing day-to-day life of the Matrix versions of San Francisco. Finally, Mateen shows up and he looks like a young Morpheus saying, "Time to fly," before offering Neo a red pill and a blue pill. Then another young woman with blue hair takes Neo through a mirror, showing him the Matrix. Another scene sees young Morpheus and Neo fighting before Neo breaks the dojo room with his powers. The trailer also shows that the machine pods are back, as are agents and the franchise's signature action. Trinity can be seen fighting police officers and agents at one point before the clip ends with Neo pulling his signature move, stopping bullets with his mind, before he redirects an entire missile at a helicopter.
So Trinity's fighting agents. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm confused by the first paragraph. A lot of things in it where he's saying Thomas as Neo and then Neo as Thomas. I'm like, what?
Because it reset and he went into the Matrix,
He went into the Matrix and died.
as did Trinity.
Yes.
Yes.
However, it's like the Wheel of Time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that has happened before in the Matrix. There's been 4 or 5 iterations of it, and every time something within Neo is supposed to be reinserted into the Matrix, which facilitates the end of Zion, where the machines destroy it, but then restarts the human race, where he can select a certain amount of men and a certain amount of women to restart the world, basically.
Yeah.
And then eventually Morpheus will come back and will find Neo again, the one. And that's the way it always keeps on going.
But
that
didn't happen at the end of the film, did it?
Because he changed it.
He stopped it because because of Agent Smith being the virus, he and the fact that the Matrix would have been brought down, he said, I'll sort Smith out for you if you don't destroy Zion.
Yeah.
And that's how it was left. But that doesn't mean... that.
So where's this young Morpheus?
Maybe they'll just move on and the machines will be like, ha, lied to you, Neo. Boom!
I hope it's not just a retread. I really hope it's not a retread.
Seems like it might be.
I think you would.
Dojo fights, stopping bullets.
Yeah, it's just going to bring back all the things that you like for an instant of a small 5-second montage of bullets and
okay,
fighting,
fair enough. Yeah.
And then might be a crock of rubbish.
It's coming out on the 22nd of December this year.
What?
Yep.
Jesus, that's going up against Spider-Man.
It is, and it's likely we'll have the trailer in October when Dune comes out.
Well, wow. I will watch the trailer with bated breath.
Because
it'll leak.
This is one of the movies that we did for
last year for yes. When we talked about
not apocalyptic.
Not Utopia. The other one, Dystopia.
Dystopian movies. Yeah.
And we loved it.
Was that? Oh yeah, it's me.
Yeah, it was you, and we all universally loved it.
Yeah, and then I watched the other two about 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Didn't? Oh, really? Okay.
It was okay.
So this is exciting in that it's more Matrix because we love Matrix. It's Keanu Reeves. It's good stuff. But I don't know about the description.
I have a prediction that Neil Patrick Harris is new Agent Smith.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think so. Because I don't think they'll get back the Australian chap who was
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get him back to be the Agent Smith. I think he's probably not interested in reprising that.
No, I don't think he is.
And they'll just give... I think if you're going to have Neil Patrick Harris in there, who is a relatively big name... Mind you, so is Jonathan Groff. He could be Agent Smith.
I've never heard of Jonathan Groff before.
Yes, you have. He's in that musical that everyone likes about the aggressive colonies and
Hamilton.
That's the one. Hamilton. He's in that as he plays the king or something.
Oh yeah, he's very funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
Cool.
Next piece of news.
Yeah, sure.
No, we're moving into DC World.
Oh, hurrah!
So the Batman HBO Max spin-off show, the working title has been revealed, and it is called Arkham.
Of course it is.
So this, I believe, is a spin-off from The Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
So we still don't know a whole lot about the planned The Batman HBO Max series currently in development, but the show's working title may suggest that we'll be spending some time in a very serious house.
Yeah. So
serious Earth.
It is supposedly a bit more leaning into Gotham Central, which is amazing. That's Greg Rucka and Ed Brubaker.
Which you kind of would have thought that Gotham would have done, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys have any thoughts on the Batman? We haven't even seen the Batman yet.
Is this a cartoon or is this going to be?
No, this is live action.
Oh? Yeah. Is this the one that's going to have Commissioner Gordon in it? Which is the same guy. It's Commissioner Gordon from the Batman film.
Yeah, it's from Westworld, dude.
Yes, he's also
Casino Royale.
Yeah,
he was Felix Leiter.
Felix Leiter.
He's the voice in What If.
Oh my God!
He is the voice in What If. It's Jeffrey Wright.
Wright. And you are absolutely spot on.
Yes. Right.
You are right.
I didn't say that. You were the one who went down that road.
I know,
I just don't know what to make of this. Like, more Batman, great, but
where's the Batman?
Where's the Batman?
Yeah.
Well, he's early. It's like his second year as the Batman, right?
No, but I mean, as in, where's the movie? I want to see the movie.
Oh, well, that's surely coming out at some point in the next year. Isn't it March next year?
If only we had somewhere funny.
If only we did.
What do we think about this? Arkham. I mean, it's a classic choice.
If it expands on the world that they are building, that the movie is going to live in, then yeah, fine.
But with Arkham, you could do Freak of the Week. You could do the next person being interviewed, or to escape, or being interviewed, and then telling the story of how they got into Arkham, and Batman could turn up at the end, to save the day.
Yeah, because Batman is in
Gotham Central.
Yeah, but like
twice or something,
3 or 4 panels here and there. It's always the cops either showing up after he's left and tied the guy up, with a batarang, or you see them fighting or something like that, and then they're fighting across rooftops, and the cops are always like, "Oh Jesus, now we've got to go over here," and they never show up in time. So from that point of view, you wouldn't have to get Robert Battenbat in to play the Batman. You could just have a random stunt guy wearing Robert Battenbat's Batman outfit.
Very good, Ben.
But I thought it was taking place before the Batman is the Batman.
Who knows?
Oh, I might have got that wrong. Whatever, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it too.
If I can watch it, I'll watch it. As long as it's not another
We need
Flash
HBO.
or Arrow or something like that.
problem.
Or
It's
not
Legends
gonna be,
of
though, is it?
Tomorrow.
It's not gonna
Why?
Hopefully it won't be.
Why? How do you know?
Because it's
Tell
going to
me,
be set in
bring
the
it.
same universe as the Batman movie.
And it's,
But we haven't
and
seen
it's
the Batman
HBO Max releasing it, so
So it's going to
should
be violent and sweary.
We're
And
going to be adult.
more
Because
adult than
the Flash.
Arrowverse, I would have thought.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, I found this out recently. I don't know, this might have been on the Weekly Planet, but the Superman and Lois TV show
Yes.
is made by HBO,
Is it really?
which is why it's significantly better than the CW series. It just
Ah.
happens to be put out on the CW.
Have you watched any of that?
Yeah, I watched the first maybe 5 episodes, and I loved them. I just haven't got around to watching it again. And the news stories the headlines of it are like, it's really good.
Oh, is that available on any streaming services?
Yeah, I think Nate Plus has got some episodes of it on there.
Oh, okay.
I will
So-
never watch it.
The next piece of DC news is about The Flash. Now, who knew this film was ever going to get made? Talking about films being filmed, they're filming The Flash.
Yeah,
and-
they've been filming The Flash for ages.
I know they have. I know. But they're filming The Flash, and we know tons of stuff about it. Oh, this tweet is unavailable.
Yeah, you can't see it anymore.
Yeah, basically, there was a shot of
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller walking down a road with a guy that looked just like Ezra Miller, so a body double. So they're speculating that it's going to be 2 Flashes.
Oh.
So multi-Flash.
Ooh.
2 Flashes from 2 different worlds.
Yes, and therefore that does kind of prove, even though we knew it was multiverse, because we've got Batfleck is in this.
Yep.
We've seen him on his motorbike.
Yeah.
And we know that Michael Keaton Batman is in this.
It's not Batfleck, though, is it? It's someone made to look like Batfleck.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
'cause,
actually Batfleck.
while they were filming it in somewhere in Scotland,
Yeah.
Batfleck was
On a boat with J-Lo?
photographed, with his hand on J-Lo's bum.
I mean, some guys are just born lucky.
I think he was trolling. he was trolling the internet because there's a picture of him much, much younger when he used to be with her,
Yeah.
with his hand on her bum.
Yeah.
And I think they literally posed in the same position again 20 years later.
The
or
only
something.
difference between them, though, is that he's now got a massive tattoo of a dragon on his back.
Yes, he
Or
does.
bird, or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
Phoenix, isn't that Phoenix?
Have you not seen it?
I don't think so.
Do yourself a favour and Google Ben Affleck back tattoo and look at it right now.
Okay, I'm
And
doing
I want to
I'm
on
just
the
going to type in
podcast.
Ben's back. See if it just comes back.
But anyway, so The Flash, yeah, it's happening.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I will check
yeah,
this out because it's going to have Michael Keaton as,
Oh, wow.
as Batman
I have.
and all sorts. Yeah, I'll
Have you
check
found
it
it?
out.
Have you found it?
Yeah, just put. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's
And
huge, isn't
what,
it?
What do you think, JB? Do you think that's a man having a midlife crisis, maybe?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I feel so bad for him because, I shouldn't feel that bad for him. He's a multi-millionaire and he's incredibly successful at everything he does.
He was married to Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
He's going out with J-Lo again.
So I shouldn't feel bad for him. But what I feel bad about is the vitriol that gets poured all over him when he does something brave. And I don't mean, it's not brave like fucking...
Third F-bomb, not
something
me.
in the third world country where someone stands up to a warlord or something that's clearly brave. I'm talking about someone who's he stepped out of his comfort zone. He played Batman. Okay, that's not brave. I understand the stupidity of what I'm saying, but he was burned by fans with Daredevil, And then he says he's never going to do comic books again. But he's a massive nerd and he wants to do it. And he's got the opportunity of a lifetime to play Batman. Always be yourself unless you can be Batman and then be Batman.
Has there ever been a win-win situation for someone playing Batman?
No.
Right, it's never gonna. No one's ever lived up to the hype of what their view is from a comic onto the big screen.
Before Batfleck was cast, the Batman we had was Christian Bale, and he was a good Batman, even though the voice was weird. And Nathan always said, "Yeah, he's a good Batman, but Batman's supposed to be 6'5" and 240 pounds of pure muscle."
I did say that. Yes.
Then they cast Batfleck, and everyone was like, "Yeah, but he was Daredevil, and he shit the bed on that film." Even though you rewatch it, and there are bits that are.
I think I think Ben Affleck's a good Batman.
I think he's a great Batman. I love him.
But when he was cast, the internet blew up. Everyone was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Affleck?
I'm going to play Batman.
Yeah?
I am going to play Batman.
You need to grow a couple of inches and put on a bit more muscle." Actually, no, you don't. Your guns look great, JB.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, they look great.
Should we move on to the Star Wars news?
Please.
Yes, please. Yeah.
So, spoilers for Rebels. Have you guys seen Star Wars Rebels? And if not, do you care about Star Wars Rebels?
No, I've not seen all of it, and no, I do not care.
Okay, so Sabine Wren is being cast for the Ahsoka Tano TV show.
Now, who is Sabine Wren?
She is one of the rebels from Rebels.
Also yawn. Jesus.
She's a Mandalorian.
She is a Mandalorian.
From Rebels.
That's cool.
She's a creation of Dave Filoni. She's a great character that I love watching in Rebels, and
she's badass as well, isn't she?
She is badass.
I mean, she's a Mandalorian. They're all badass.
I mean, she has the Darksaber at one point. So, yeah.
Oh, now JB's interested.
What's going on here with the Darksaber, bro?
So they haven't cast yet, but they've got a few names thrown in the hat. There's a lady called Lana Condor and a lady called Tati Gabrielle. Who are possibly up for playing Sabine Wren, and I'm happy with any of those. I'm happy that Sabine Wren is coming to live action.
There's also a model apparently called Havana Rose Liu, who's also up for it apparently.
So this is all from the sort of news that Rebels was going to get a season 4.
Yeah.
No, sorry, season 5. That's right, isn't it? It got 4 seasons.
You tell me, Nathan.
It was going to get a last season.
Yeah.
And then the animation studio stopped. Same as Clone Wars. It got stopped, and then Clone Wars came back when Disney Plus came back. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yes.
And then they were going to do some sort of live actiony type thing with Rebels.
Yeah.
Though again, spoilers, they couldn't do it with everyone. Yeah. So what they've done is they've folded the plans for Rebels, or the sequel to Rebels, into the Ahsoka show, which works perfectly because Ahsoka is in Rebels.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can say Rebels some more.
Well, I was just thinking about it, because every time you say Rebels, what do you think I want to say next?
Revels.
No.
Rebels. Scum.
Yes!
Yes! Thank
yes,
you. Yeah.
Every single time I'm like, I'm going to say Scum.
Scum.
I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely adored Ahsoka in The Mandalorian.
Yes,
she was great.
Yes,
she was pretty amazing.
As a character, generally, she's incredible. So the fact that she's getting her own show and they're tying in some of my favourite characters ever. Because we saw last time we spoke. Did we speak about it? Did we just text about it? Possible casting for Ezra Bridger.
Oh, I think we may have spoken about it on message WhatsApp, possibly.
It's Aladdin.
Yeah, yeah. That's great.
It is great. You know,
Aladdin played Aladdin in the live action Aladdin movie.
This is awkward because I wasn't a part of this.
No, we just text each other.
Is it the higher geek?
No, what we did,
because it's wasted on me. I'd be like, what?
No, what we did, you see, is that every now and then Ben and I will text each other, and we'll start the text with JB's out, let's talk. Okay. And then we'll talk about something nerdy, and then at the end we'll go, oh, okay, JB's back in. And then we'll come back to the Nerdschatting text.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It doesn't happen.
Sometimes that cut. Sometimes you really can cut me.
I know how to get you.
Today, that is a real big cut.
It's not true, but I know how to get you.
You've just taken my heart.
Yeah. So this is great news. It's basically there's possibility of Rebels coming into Ahsoka. So fantastic.
Do you think the Ahsoka show will be called Rebels in some way? Like,
I think they'll just lean into being Ahsoka.
Like X-Men Origins?
She was in the episode she was in. She was looking for Thrawn, wasn't she?
Yes.
Which is basically ties. That is the claw digging into the end of Rebels season 4.
That was the other casting. The guy who actually voiced Thrawn in Rebels.
That's right. He's going to play him.
Actually going to play him, and that's Mads Mikkelsen's elder brother.
Yeah, Dave
Also,
Mikkelsen.
Dave Mikkelsen. That's his
It's
name.
not his name, but we'll go with it. Right, next bit of Star Wars news. In fact, it's the last bit of news, I believe, before we get into the trailers. John Boyega, who said he's done with Star Wars and is never going to play Finn again because he was treated so badly in the last trilogy, has got his own Disney Plus series in the works.
Oh, that's good.
It is good.
Is he going to come back? Or are they going to recast?
Apparently, it is going to be Finn, a bit like Arrow. Do you remember the first season of Arrow?
Yeah.
It was on the island and then present day.
Yeah.
It's going to be Finn being signed up to be FN whatever Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
FN 247?
Yes.
257?
Back yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, do it.
It's going to be that flashing forward to post Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, so where he's potentially got some Jedi burgeoning powers coming through.
Absolutely.
Do you know what? This is great.
It is great.
I love John Boyega.
love John
I
Boyega.
remember watching a video of him watching the first trailer that released for
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens with his mates,
Yeah.
and he was fanboying out so much. It was lovely to see, and it gave you a great feeling. Now, I know everyone has differing opinions on the latest Star Wars movie trilogy.
So, do you mean that everyone has the opinion that the first one's pretty solid but a remake, the second one's great, and the third one's awful?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
But seeing him as excited as he was, and then there was also it was the same video I think where you saw Daisy Ridley crying.
Oh yeah.
I think it would be great. Is Daisy Ridley coming back?
I don't know. This is early talks.
Yeah.
Is Oscar Isaac coming back?
I shouldn't think so. I don't know. Maybe.
No.
It may be because it's Disney.
Could do anything, couldn't they?
They could bring him back and kill him, like Han Solo him.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in this.
No, you're not?
Nope.
Are you really, really not?
I'm genuinely not.
Shut the front door.
No, I'm not. I'm really not interested in this.
I wonder if that's because at the minute it's very... Like, it's
It might
ephemeral.
happen.
It's nothing, yeah. If we saw a trailer for it, it might get you juices flowing.
I found the character a bit annoying.
Well, I agree that he didn't get a very good...
character,
Yeah, he didn't get a
not
good...
the-
I don't think they gave him enough to do.
I just felt like there was, for me, like when he first came onto screen and being the Stormtrooper and then going against it and everything else, I was like, this is awesome. And then it just went.
They gave him nothing, didn't they?
It was just like, I'm now going to take away everything that you created, and now you're just going to be this bit part dude, like hugging Oscar as its character.
Yeah, Poe.
Poe, thank you. And then when right at the end of the film, I've got to do this. I'm going to shoot this. And it was like, that's it. I wanted more than that. It was built up so much more than that, and could have had this. I don't know, just more in depth. Maybe this will give what we were missing in the the last two films.
Yeah, I hope so. I think you're right. I think he should have been the Han Solo character of the prequel series.
Is it Han or is it Han?
He should have been the Solo character of the prequels,
so Mr. Solo.
of the sequels. But what they did, they made two Han Solo characters with Poe and Finn, and you get neither one gets enough of a storyline.
No. Come on, nobody, don't let me down. Exactly, doesn't get any of that.
They set him on a path in the first, in The Force Awakens, and then they sort of reset that path in
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi, and then they didn't really know what to do with him in The Rise of Skywalker.
Well, I don't think they know what to do in The Last Jedi, which is why he gets his own storyline off the side.
Yeah.
Although I do like his relationship that he has with Rose Tycho.
Yeah, it's all good stuff, but it's just not. It's
not
not what
enough.
was set up for, was it?
No, it wasn't. It's like going to a restaurant, ordering a big slap up meal, and getting 1 grain of rice. That's what you get. I'm expecting this, and this is what I've got. Not good.
I'm going to go and get some water.
Okay, well that's good because we're going to move into trailers, so maybe this is a good time to have a toilet break.
Yeah, has anyone got any food?
And what we should do is reference that it's a toilet break by saying that James is on low fumes.
Yes.
And what was the other thing we were supposed to reference? Jake Gyllenhaal's a handsome man? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. It's fine. Has anyone got any food?
Trailers, you got me on my knees, trailers. So I'm begging, darling, please, trailers. We're gonna chat about some trailers now. Woo!
So we're back.
We are back.
We're back for trailers.
Oh, this is exciting.
So the first trailer I've put on here is one of the big ones, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
This is good, isn't it?
When is this out?
This is out
Soon?
I was going to say, it feels like it's out really soon.
Yeah. So this trailer was released in 27th of July, so we definitely haven't talked about it. But I mean, I don't. Do you want to watch it and then have a hot take?
Yeah, let's watch it and have a hot take.
Okay.
What do you reckon, Jay?
I would like to watch it and have a hot take.
All right, let's see if this works.
You're a great mom.
I don't know. I'm fine with Trevor,
Egon's kid.
but with Phoebe, she really keeps me on the outside.
That's normal. She's an awkward, nerdy kid.
Maybe a new home could be an opportunity to start fresh. I just wish she'd get into some trouble.
There's still time.
Catching you.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
We're completely broke, and our grandfather left us this creepy old farmhouse in the middle of nowhere.
Your father wasn't much of a homemaker. He could hardly keep the power on.
You're saying he left us nothing?
Well, I wouldn't say nothing.
You went with the station wagon?
It's the only one that had an engine. What is happening here?
Somehow, the town with no fault lines is shaking on a daily basis.
Maybe it's the apocalypse. Egon came out here for a reason.
Are you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night?
Do you experience feelings of dread in your basement or attic?
Have you or any of your family ever seen a spook, specter, or ghost?
Oh my god.
You guys hear that?
Something's coming.
The whole city. It's like The Walking Dead.
Ghostbusters, we're ready to believe you. We're closed.
Razor Colt.
So there we have it. That's Ghostbusters Afterlife.
It's good. Reminds me of Stranger Things.
I think it's meant to remind you of Stranger Things. Also, Finn Wolfhard, Wolfhound, Finn-haired wolf.
Right, his name is now Finn Wolfhound. That is his
What
name.
is his real name? I don't know.
No idea, but he's in Stranger Things.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so one of the criticisms of this trailer is that it's not got much funny in it, and the original Ghostbusters movies were comedies, but I think it does have some funny in it, and I also think the fact that they've cast Paul Rudd...
It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
It's
There's
got
no
Paul
way
Rudd.
that it cannot be funny.
Well,
However,
That trailer gave me freaking goosebumps, man.
it's
I can
great.
literally feel the hairs on my arms standing up.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
it's been shown at CinemaCon. People have seen it.
What, the film?
The film. They're air quotes not reviewing it, but putting reviews on Twitter.
So not a full review, but their reaction to it.
Yeah, and people are saying it's absolutely fantastic.
wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really funny, apparently. Paul Rudd gets all the best lines. Shock.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Half of which are probably improvised.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And do you know what was really great about this trailer? I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was either when this landed or like an hour later. Jason Reitman, who's the writer-director of this, who's the son of the writer-director of the first two movies...
Ivan Reitman.
He released a breakdown of the trailer. So, like, he's obviously a massive nerd like us. He knows that trailers come out and people do breakdowns. So he was like, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to tell you all the stuff in it, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
And he was like, we put all those aerials and dishes on top of the house because that's supposed to be evocative of Ecto-1. So all the car has all that stuff, so that the house is supposed to look like that. And he was like, all the ghosts look like they do because we're trying to make them look like ghosts from Ghostbusters, like trying to define what a ghost in Ghostbusters looks like. he was saying things like...
You'll have to share that link with me so I can put it in this podcast.
It's fantastic. It's like
amazing.
It's like it makes so much sense that he would do that because everyone's going to do it anyway. So why not have the truth?
Want to have it from the horse's mouth. Yeah,
very good. Great. So, do you like the look of this?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
My only problem with it, exclusively in theatres in November.
Yeah. That's all right.
I want day and date release. I want it at home so I can watch it at home.
Cinemas
I'm scared.
They're safe. They are safe.
I know, but I'm so scared.
I went and saw the Suicide Squad, spoilers for Nerdscene, and there were like 10 people in a 500-seat cinema.
I know, but one of those people could have the Rona.
But they're away from me. They're away. They're miles away.
Do you have to wear a mask all
the
time?
No.
Okay, because we've been to the cinema wearing masks.
We have.
That was before the rules changed and you didn't have to mask up indoors.
The government guidelines...
it was worse then when we went to the cinema, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Doesn't matter.
And you haven't been double jabbed. And we have been double jabbed.
We all know that you can still catch it when you're double jabbed. Absolutely right. But I think something needs to draw you into the cinema because you know how much you love it so much, and so you need to give it a go. So first trailer, we like that. We're happy with that.
I'm happy with that.
I'm happy.
That looks
with
exciting.
That.
I'm glad I had the 2 DVDs given to me for my birthday because now I feel like I can watch this.
Have you actually watched those?
Yeah, of course we have. We talked about it, didn't we? It's been on the podcast.
Yeah, we reviewed them. Yeah, I forgot. I'd forgotten that you hadn't seen them.
No,
did you talk about them on the podcast?
Yeah, we did reviews. Yeah, we did rewind reviews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what's interesting is that I rewatched the first 2 films recently because Becca hadn't really seen them. She'd seen bits of them. I know, and do you know what? There's clearly an age gap, and there's not that much of an age gap between us. I think it's the same as between you and your wife, between me and my other half, isn't there?
6 years.
Yes, exactly right. But clearly that's a massive gap for the generation bit because she watched them and went, yeah, they're all right. And I was like, what? Storm out.
Get out of my house.
She said, yeah, I enjoy them, but they weren't like...
You've kicked her out now, right?
Yeah, she's gone.
You're not together.
Single again.
Not together.
Okay.
Right, the next trailer is Why the Last Man, a TV show of a very, very well received, well thought of comic book series.
Yes.
And this looks...
It's not nice. DC Comics, it's Vertigo, but whatever. They've got that wrong, but it's fine. It's fine. Vertigo's an imprint of these. Whatever.
James, have you watched this trailer?
No.
Have you really not?
No. You said we were going to watch them all together. But it doesn't matter. Talk about it.
Okay, we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it.
Oh, wow. I have watched it. I like it.
Mr. President, you're...
I'm fine.
Come on, guys. This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it would be nothing without a woman or a girl.
Madam President, power plants will start to shut down.
Which city? All of them.
Somewhere is the answer to how this all happened and how we fix it.
Who are you?
Yorick.
You're reproductively interesting.
Wow. Okay.
People are gonna have to pick sides. They are hungry. Angry. Terrified. We will rebuild together.
And it's coming out next month.
So if it's FX, that means we might get it on Disney Plus in the UK. Possibly on the Star bit of Disney Plus.
Possibly,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'm biased having read the comic and loved the comic, but I think that looks amazing.
Me too. Me too. And I've read the comic, and I own the comic, and I'll lend you the comic. And
I haven't read the comic. I know nothing about it, but that looked really, really good. It does look a little bit Walking Dead type of, but without the zombies.
Very, very different to the Walking Dead. Massively different.
But I see what they've done in terms of post-apocalyptic type
Yeah,
thing,
but it's like, it seems like groups of people trying to survive, you know, whether it's male or female, for me, it's whatever, but like, okay, what's it like not having any men around? What does that really mean?
Yeah, so
that's a really interesting concept, and I like the way where that might go. But again, it's just like female president, yeah, she's taken over, but then there are going to be little groups of people that are like, well, I know I'm going to get a big tank and I'm going to go up type of thing.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in The Walking Dead. I guess that's the comparisons I have. It's we've got a problem. We're all together. Hang on a minute. Everyone's out for themselves. I'm going to create my own clan, and now I'm going to mess you up.
So, for those people who don't know, Why the Last Man is a comic book by
Brian K. Vaughan.
Brian K. Vaughan. I was calling him Robert K. Vaughan. No, that's Robert Kirkman. Brian K. Vaughan. And the premise is that every man in the world dies apart from one man called Yorick and his capuchin monkey, who is called Ampersand. And no one can explain why he has been left alive. No one knows why. That's a mystery. No one knows what happened to everyone. That's a mystery. The comic goes down several possible explanations, but never really shows its hand. And it's, I think it ran for like something like 60, 70 issues, something like that.
Yeah. It's not as long as some of the other ones, but it feels epic.
It's all wrapped up. It's all done. It has a conclusion. It is one of the best things I've ever read.
I've just remembered the ending, actually.
Yeah, and it is superb.
James is giving the face of, if it's one of the best things you've ever read, why have you not given it to me? That's the face, isn't it?
Yeah. Start you off slow, JB. You've got to start you off slow. Baby steps, my friend. Baby steps.
What, an Invincible's a baby step?
But you know, I bet we'll repeat what we did. So we'll watch season 1 and you'll be like, well, this is good. And then you'll read all of the comics.
What? You'll be like, I want to know what happens next. Give me all of the comic. And I'll be like, yeah, no problems at all.
It looks like a really accurate adaptation.
It does look very accurate. And I know that Brian K. Vaughan's been like, oh my God, you've got no idea what you're in for. Oh my God, this is great. So yeah, I'm there for it. I'm there.
Diane Lane, Olivia Wilde.
Is Olivia Wilde in that? I didn't see Olivia Wilde in that.
Yeah, Olivia Wilde in it, I think.
Sure.
The one from Dredd.
Oh, no. That's not Olivia Wilde. That's someone else who looks a bit like Olivia Wilde, but she's got a different name.
No, not Munn. It is Wilde, isn't it?
I don't think so. But
no, hang on.
Doesn't matter.
Ow, oh, it's hit my funny bone. Oh. Right, hang on. I'll tell you who it is because I'm looking up Dredd and then I'll know. Yeah. And then we'll say, oh, look, she was in this thing. Thirlby.
Olivia Thirlby.
Yeah. And she's she in Why the Last Man? Doesn't
TV.
Look like it.
TV. Keep scrolling down.
Oh, yeah, TV. Yes, it is her. Yeah.
She's Yorick's sister.
Yes.
Hero.
Yeah. Oh, God, that really hurt my arm.
Oh, you okay now?
The needles in my
You
hand.
be brave, mate. Come on.
Oh, no.
Come on, Nathan. You'll be fine. Memento Mori.
Yeah. Do you want to watch the next trailer?
Yes. What's the next trailer, Nathan?
Star Wars Visions.
Oh,
amazing.
I don't even know. Be good.
I don't even know what this is.
Do you not? Have you not seen this trailer?
I have. I think I have.
I've been busy, man. I don't know what's going on.
Have you?
Yeah.
何百年も前のことよ。ジェダイいう偉大な戦士がこの星にやってきて、うちの祖先がこの宝刀を託される。その刀は常に全力で支え合う。そいつはお前のもんじゃ。
What the
お前は生まれた時からフォースに導かれていたのだ。
この時を待っていた。
このような闇と初めて対峙した。闇を感じた。
クになれるから。
最高のライブにしよう。
フォースと共にあらんこと。
殺神殿をお受けします。
That, I think, is stunning.
Ah, fuck that.
No?
I'm not keen on that at all. It's like a Kurosawa cartoon, which I know was never a cartoon, crossed with Star Wars. It looks muddled. I don't understand it. No, thank you.
Oh, as someone who used to love anime and someone who gets goosebumps at that music, for me, that trailer is wonderful.
I don't understand anime.
I'm a little bit gobsmacked by what you just said there, Ben, because I don't think I took a breath through that trailer.
Same.
It's flipping intense. It looks the shit.
It does.
I think, yes.
It's out in September. For us.
Yeah.
Will you watch some, please? We could watch it together. We could come together for an evening and watch some of it.
Could we?
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Oh, but okay. I enjoy.
We could come and watch it on the big screen.
Yeah.
Could we?
Could go to one of the Blitz theatres.
No, this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly think that was breathtaking.
Yeah.
A just completely different take on Star Wars.
I think it's an anthology. I think it's a bit like Love and Robots, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's it's 7 different styles, 7 different directors, and 7 different stories.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, all just sort of pouring love over Star Wars and applying it to the culture of the anime world. You're not sure?
No, not at all. Not at all.
But you know, like you said, you don't really understand anime. It's not your thing.
Not at all.
Whereas James and I have not only dipped our toes, we've probably gone feet first into anime.
Balls deep into anime.
Wow.
There was one shot in that trailer that I really liked, and it was when the guy with the ponytail was taking out the red lightsaber from his belt and lighting it at the same time.
Yeah,
so as he was moving out, the saber was extending. Yeah, that was okay. Yeah. Maybe I like that episode.
I think it's just I've summed it up. It's just such a different take on Star Wars.
Yeah.
And linking into I just forgot the bloody anime that we watched.
You watched
Gundam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was that. What was the other one you made that you made us watch?
Kira.
That was that sort of stuff. He rolled his eyes.
Yeah.
I'm excited by that trailer. I'm excited. I could happily just sit and watch that trailer again and again now.
I liked Akira. I want.
I know. Yeah.
It was good.
What I think I quite like about it is it doesn't require. It's unlikely to require commitment because they're going to be one-off episodes. They're going to be just they're going to be 30 minutes or 45 minutes or something. Just one and done. They're not going to be too heavy. They're fresh. Something about it that's just a bit enticing as a concept.
It's almost reinventing Star Wars.
Yeah.
But for another generation. Can you imagine seeing that as a cartoon and then going, well, yeah, this is based on a film here.
Yeah.
And they go, what is that?
Yeah.
What is that? A bit like you were just talking about the age difference between you and the Doctor.
What is it? Is it based in any sort of canon time?
No idea.
Frame? Okay, good. Great.
It looked a bit like it's... I could be wrong. And how often am I wrong?
Very rarely.
It almost looks like it could be taking snippets from all of the films.
Yeah.
And so right at the end there was the the character swiping a lightsaber through a
speeder bike,
dark saber as well.
And that for me is reminiscent of Return of the Jedi, dropping in front of and spinning around and going into trees. So that could be a similar thing.
But also, you've got people dressed in sort of ancient medieval samurai clothing and things like that. So
I like it.
Sure. It's like Star Wars version of Marvel's What If, but it's Star Wars What If, but it's called Star Wars Visions, and it's based in Japanese anime culture.
Yeah. You might have summed that up really, really well, Ben, and concisely, which is unlike you.
Why, thank you very much. I've been practicing.
It's also interesting. It's sort of looped back around because Star Wars is more or less the original Star Wars is more or less based on a Kurosawa movie called Hidden Fortress, and the Kurosawa movies are based on like westerns and the Joseph Conrad, is it Joseph Conrad?
Doesn't matter.
The Journey of the Hero or something like that.
Hero's Journey.
Hero's Journey. It's all in the back of my mind. I'm just on the spot. I can't remember it, but it's interesting that it's gone looped back round.
It's the snake eating its own tail.
Absolutely, which is reference Wheel of Time. That is the logo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We keep on bringing this back to the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, I'm just drumming it into you guys to watch it. I'm just do you know what the show Wheel of Time? Should we watch the trailer for Dune? Because
yes, let's.
It's the greatest thing in the world ever.
It is. I have seen this, and it is pretty bloody interesting.
We don't need to even watch it again, but we're going to because it's just, isn't it? Isn't it just?
It's just.
It's just. So the 1 month ago one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, should we start from the beginning?
It's good to sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
My planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low.
It's MJ.
Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air. The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known. What's to become of our world? Paul.
A boy.
Hey, Duncan, can I trust you with something?
Yes, always. You know that.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when we're awake. Hey, you want some muscle?
I did?
No.
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
Smile, Gurney.
I am smiling.
The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis. House Atreides, accept!
I know you. There's something awakening in my mind.
You need to face your fears.
Come with me.
You need to be ready. You've never met Harkonnens before. They're not human, they're brutal.
The Duke's son sees too much.
This is my Dune. Kill them all. God in heaven.
Get everything with guns off the ground! Go!
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
Dad, what if I'm not the future of House Atreides?
A great man doesn't seek to lead. He's called to it. But if your answer is no, you'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be. My son. If anything happens, will you protect Paul?
With my life.
Only together can we stand a chance.
It's time.
Okay.
So I'm going to be right off the bat. There is a problem with this.
Okay.
There's not enough good actors in it.
I know. If only they could cast someone like, I don't know, good like Timothée Chalamet or Rebecca Ferguson or Oscar Isaac or Javier Bardem or
Dave Bautista.
I
know, it's
just, there's more. I can't even think of it, but there's more.
It's just absolutely
Jason Momoa.
Crazy. I'm speechless.
Well, okay? So I read this last year during lockdown. I read Dune. So
is this literally lifted off the page?
Yeah. So watch. I mean, that's why I'm so excited. But I think it's absolutely fantastic. Obviously, the cast looks amazing. It's Denis Villeneuve. But yes, it's
because the only thing about Dune that I am aware of is David Lynch's Dune and how much of an abomination of a movie that is.
Yes, correct.
So I this looks great. I don't understand it. I'm worried about that. However, and I'm also worried, and I've said this before, Denis Villeneuve makes absolutely incredible sci-fi, highbrow, art house movies that are fantastic, and no one sees them.
Yeah.
And I'm really worried about that. But I want to watch this film.
He did Sicario, didn't he?
He did Sicario.
That's not bad, though, is it?
True.
It's a fantastic film.
But everyone loved it.
No one saw it.
Yeah, not many people saw it.
Shut up.
Blade Runner 2049?
One of the best sequels ever made. No one saw it.
I like Blade Runner. I like it. And it is beautiful, but there is a lot of... For me, there's too much beautifulness and not enough substance.
We're talking 2049?
Yes,
get the fuck out.
No, but I know what James is saying. Like I adored it as well, but it does.
I love it, but you know, it's like sometimes you just like
it's too beautiful.
I just thought I want more story. Yeah. You have done enough to immerse me in this world that you've created, but sometimes I just like a little bit more dialogue would be really cool. I'm just saying.
Okay, so coming back to Dune.
Show don't tell.
Yeah, the trailer.
Show you.
Do you guys feel that the story is spoilt for you by that trailer?
No, I think I like things like that because I feel like it's a bit like start of Black Panther. Loved. Yes.
Yeah.
It just gave you like a real nice synopsis of what was going on, and I was like, "You've now set me up lovely for this film, and I'm ready, and I'm strapped in, and I'm ready for my journey."
I mean, spoilers for this film that I've not seen or the book that I've not read, but Oscar Isaac is going to die, right?
Lots of people might die.
He dies, Ben. He dies. I mean, we were just doing this to Ben.
Okay. I'm there. I'll watch it. I would watch anything that Denis Villeneuve has done, and in fact, I would go back and watch everything that he has done because, and I haven't, but I will do eventually because I think he's a fantastic director. And what's the film where Amy Adams talks to aliens?
Oh my God, that is
Denis Villeneuve.
one of my
best films ever made.
In fact, I'm going to Google it now.
Isn't that a circle of time,
already.
Nathan?
Isn't that a
circle?
Have you got it in front of you? Okay.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, that's it's looping. So we're obviously got a thing about that. You've got it in front of you. I'm going to get it in front of me as well. Let's just look at all his movies quickly because this is so. Oh, he's doing Cleopatra.
What? I thought he was going to do a sequel to Dune.
Well, Dune Part 2 is in pre-production.
Okay.
Cleopatra's been announced.
Dune the Sisterhood TV series?
Oh, yeah, you know, like the HBO Max Batman TV series?
Yeah.
They're making an HBO Max Dune TV series.
Cool.
That he's involved in.
So I have seen Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, Sicario. I have not seen Enemy or Prisoners. I've not seen Rated R for Nudity, which is a short apparently he did.
He's French Canadian, isn't he? So I think he did some movies that are not English language. But Prisoners is superb. That's Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman, and a kid goes missing.
Oh yeah. I'm aware of that. Yeah,
it's great. Arrival, Sicario, blah, blah, blah. The Sun. Is that the show that I think it is? No, it's not. It's something different.
A son questions his father's suicide.
Anyway, yeah, so Dune.
I'll watch it. Do we know how long it's going to be?
It will be lengthy, but it is...
2.5 hours, I reckon.
I apologise for telling this now, but it is only part 1 and they haven't filmed part 2.
I hate stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he would only commit to directing part 1 if they gave him... part 2. So part 2 is going to get made. even if part 1 isn't financially successful.
And
definitely
there was. Do you remember there was the sort of the controversy during lockdown when Warner Brothers announced that they were going to release a load of stuff on HBO Max, and that's the first one was Kong versus Godzilla, wasn't it?
Yes,
that was on both.
Big Monkey versus Big Lizard.
Yeah. And loads of the directors were like, "Well, I don't think I'll make any movies with you anymore then, because that's not what we are signed on for." Much in the same way Scarlett Johansson has been with Black Widow.
My contract.
And it really, like, Denis Villeneuve was like, "You are the worst people on the planet. I am not standing for this. Like, you are going to release my film in the cinema, even if you have to delay it. Don't do that." And so he's got his way, because it's coming out in October in cinemas.
Why didn't they release it this summer? Because it was ready to go last October, right?
I guess because they still didn't have many bodies in the cinema, did they?
True.
I mean, it's not until now that the Suicide Squad is really starting to bring people back into the cinema.
I thought there had been a big drop-off on that.
There was a big drop-off, but the first week was people went quite heavily.
Good.
Right, there's also 2 Marvel trailers.
Okay, here we go.
There was an Eternals final trailer.
Yeah.
Who knew this was coming?
Oh, I knew.
You knew, did you? All right, you Johnny Big Bollocks.
I do have big bollocks, actually.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
it's kind of a worry.
5 years ago, Thanos erased half of the population of the universe. But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger. The sudden return of the population provided the necessary energy for the emergence to begin.
How long do we have?
7 days.
We're Eternals. We came here 7,000 years ago to protect humans from the deviants.
Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos? Or any war, or all the other terrible things throughout history?
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts unless deviants are involved.
By who?
We need to find the others.
I haven't seen some of them for centuries.
Hi.
Hello.
This is what the end of the world looks like. At least we have front row seats.
You know what's never saved the planet? Your sarcasm.
We have loved these people since the day we arrived. When you love something, you protect it.
You can't protect. Any of them.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. I mean, what's this even made of? Vibranium?
Fall collection.
A lot of movies coming out this
IKEA.
Yes,
this autumn.
I thought that was brilliant.
I think my biggest problem with that is that we just watched the Dune trailer. So when I first watched that trailer, I agree. I was like, well, that looks amazing. But having just come off the Dune trailer, I think it looks a bit silly.
Yeah, but it's different.
It's different. Of course it is, yeah.
You know, we've got this Marvel universe, which
Yeah.
is completely different to what Dennis can create.
Yeah. there's a bit of that trailer which I really hate. And
is it Kit Harington saying Thanos?
No, it's not. No,
because I want to rip my skin off when he says that. They've pretty much got
the Game of Thrones in there, haven't they?
They have. Yeah. It's the exposition at the beginning for me. It's like, well, why didn't you fight against any of the wars or against Thanos? And how long have you got left? 7 days. It's just too. It's too neat. It's too explained. But once that's out of the way, I'm like, this looks amazing.
See, I love the explained.
Right.
Because I would have been. My first thing has been like, if they said, "Oh yeah, we've been on Earth for this," I was like, well, why didn't you get involved then, people?
Yeah, well, that's what everyone has been saying. Like, all the fans have been saying, like, okay, so if they've been around for so long, why didn't they get involved? So that's, I think, why they've made this trailer so explicit about it.
I have to. Yeah.
You've read the Neil Gaiman book, haven't you?
Yeah, you bought it for me for my birthday.
I did. I'm a good friend, aren't I? A good friend.
Sometimes he's not bad. He's not bad. Now,
is it good?
It took me a while to read it because I had other things.
I mean, you can take as long as you want to read it because you bought me a book 2.5 years ago and I still haven't read it.
I know.
He doesn't even like it.
I know. Right?
I can't wait to read it. It's the writer's on the he's cameoed on the Dungeons and Dragons TV show that I watched.
Right,
It's like, yeah,
you can't wait to read it, but it's 2 years.
Anyway, the book you read, you bought for me is it's Neil Gaiman written, so it's a very good story. The artwork is by John Romita Jr. and it's problematic because he is a comic book artist who can draw better than I ever could. But I hate his work when he rushes it. When he's got time, he will produce some of the best artwork you've seen. Yeah. When he rushes it, which he seems to do quite a bit, people's noses look like feet. It's just wrong.
He's one of the most famous artists that ever drew Spider-Man. There's a guy called John Romita Sr. And John Romita Jr. used to sit around in his studio when his father used to draw Spider-Man. Yep. And so he learnt to draw from his father. When John Romita Jr. draws Spider-Man, it is the best Spider-Man you'll ever see. When he draws everything else, in my opinion, he rushes it.
Yeah, and it's
he's a one-trick pony?
No,
Maybe.
No, seriously, I'll show you some of the pictures, some of the stuff he's drawn.
I'm sorry.
Like noses and things like that. You look at it and go, what's up with this guy's nose? That's just how his nose looks. Guns as well. Guns look massive in people's hands.
Do you think
they don't look right.
Do you think the Junior knows he's doing this wrong?
Anyway.
He drew Kick-Ass. You know the movie?
Yes, I do know that. Yeah.
Some of that's all right. Some of it's not.
Can I ask a quick couple of questions about the trailer real quick?
Yeah.
Please.
Who's the baddie?
The Deviants.
Is what?
I think they're going to be a bit like the Dark Elves in Thor: The Dark World. I think they're going to be inconsequential, pointless nobodies.
No, but who's the dude that's got Angelina Jolie all wrapped up?
A deviant.
Yeah.
Don't know who. He's a deviant.
Okay, who's dishing these deviants out?
Is
that in the trailer?
No.
This is explained in the comic that you bought for me. I kind of forgotten. At the same time, it might also be a spoiler.
But they're all. When they said, "Oh, where the Eternals, where you come from," and there was like something with like 6 eyes. Was that a deviant?
That's a Celestial. So in the comics, the Marvel comics, and actually in the films, they've been in them a little bit. They are kind of the closest thing to gods. So like Thor is kind of a god.
Yes.
But he's not really. He's just a super science magic-y person.
Yes.
The Celestials.
That's the best description of Thor I've ever heard.
He is. Yeah. But Celestials are kind of gods.
Fine.
In Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
They are on a. They go into a skull in space.
Yes.
That's the skull of a dead Celestial.
Oh. Okay.
I think you also see a Celestial holding the Power Stone, the purple Power Stone. And I think it might even be the Celestial that was in that. It had like the 1, 2, 3 sets of pairs of eyes.
Okay. Oh, when the collector is telling the story, yes. I think he's
okay.
In it,
Fine, cool.
Anyway,
thank you, both of you.
The Eternals are created by the Celestials, I guess. In this, possibly slightly different in the comic, but it might be the same.
Well, they retcon it, don't they? They change it.
Yeah, and the Deviants are created alongside them by another Celestial, but they multiply in a way, and there's too many of them, so the Eternals and the Deviants are at war.
Okay, fine.
In some way.
I think this is the...
the comic's based around the Civil War time, the Neil Gaiman one, by the way,
nice.
in the comics. So Tony Stark shows up, he's like, hey, you got to register to be a superhuman.
Do they just...
They're like,
swat
fuck
him
off,
away.
Tony Stark. I'll do what I want. I'm a god.
I think this movie will be the backdoor into the Fantastic Four. Now, let me explain myself. I think...
Hurry up.
Galactus will be a Celestial in the MCU.
Interesting.
So Galactus, have you ever encountered Galactus?
Yeah, we've talked about him. He's got a big helmet.
He's got a big purple helmet, and he's the Eater of Worlds.
He was.
He has got a big purple helmet.
I know.
Do you want me to say it again?
He was alive when the previous universe ended, and he came from that universe into our universe, and now he has to sustain himself by devouring planets. And his herald is the Silver Surfer.
Okay. His this is super nerdy. His name was Galen Tar when he was in the previous universe.
Oh, yes. Brilliant!
There you go.
Anyway,
no, you'll never ever need to know that. And it will push something else out.
If we're getting Celestials,
Enterprise,
and Galactus is a Celestial, and we're getting the Fantastic Four.
Exactly.
That means we're getting the Silver Surfer.
Exactly. I think the Fantastic Four movie will be Galactus attacking, Silver Surfer, and the Fantastic Four.
Let's do it.
So we like this.
I want that in my life.
It's November. I mean, it's
close. It's real close.
Isn't Shang-Chi out next week?
Might be.
I thought. I don't know.
I think it is. I think it's out next week.
Is it Disney Plus or cinema?
Oh, it's cinema.
Oh,
apparently it's fucking great. Technical terms.
Oh, F words.
There is. Yeah, well, it's late. It's Nerds Chatting Nights, you know?
I feel like I want to be like...
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Nathan, have we got another trailer?
There's one more trailer that may or may not have landed yesterday.
Let's watch this then.
Let's rewatch this trailer?
I can't remember what it is.
It's for a tiny little superhero you might not have heard of before.
Okay.
Spiderman.
Oh, look at this. This is a good one. Some suggest that Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
Stop, come on.
Yes, my spider lord.
Can we just stay up here all day? It is so crazy down there.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Listen, I did not kill Mysterio. The drones did.
The drones that are yours.
Does any part of you feel relieved about all this?
What do you mean?
Now that everybody knows, you don't really have to hide or lie to people.
For the record, I never wanted to lie to you. But how do you tell someone that you're Spider-Man? Now everybody knows.
But this isn't about me. This is hurting a lot of people. I've just been thinking about how to fix all of this.
So, Peter, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm sorry to bother you, sir.
Please, we saved half the universe together. I think we're beyond you calling me sir.
Okay, Steven.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
When Mysterio revealed my identity, my entire life got screwed up. I was wondering if maybe you could make it so that he never did.
Strange. Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous. Fine. I won't. The entire world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Wait, everyone? Can't some people still know?
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's gonna forget about everything we've ever been through?
Stop tampering with the spell.
Oh my god, Ned, he's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May should really know.
Stop talking.
What just happened?
We tampered with the stability of space-time. The multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little. The problem is you trying to live two different lives. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes. Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
Hello, Peter.
I mean,
that's your birthday movie.
It is my birthday movie. What was else? What was that in the 22nd of December?
Star Wars.
No,
something is competing with it. We had it come. We had a trailer for it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
I'm worried though. I'm really, really worried. Again, I'm worried it's too much. Too much. Let me explain. This trailer reveals 5 villains, 2 from one universe, 3 from another.
Which villains are you suggesting?
Okay, so there is a pumpkin bomb from
Goblin.
From the Green Goblin from Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2002.
Yep.
There is a lot of sand in there.
Yeah.
Sandman from Spider-Man 3 from 2007. Ugh. There is Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man 2 from Sam Raimi 2004. The best Spider-Man film, potentially. There is Electro.
Yeah, they've changed it up, isn't it? It's yellow electricity rather than blue electricity.
From The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is one of the worst films that you'll ever watch.
I've never seen it.
And there's the lizard in there from The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
Now, they are setting up the Sinister Six. Mysterio's also probably not dead.
Yeah.
Or Venom's going to be in it. Or
Maybe,
something else is going to happen. And I just wonder if it's too much. And we haven't even seen the other 2 Spider-Men that are bound to be in this movie.
Oh, they definitely are. They've been seen on set.
Also, at one point, I've got to say this. Peter is wearing a suit, jacket, tie combination, which is the exact same suit, jacket, tie combination that Tobey Maguire is wearing in Spider-Man 3 when he gets taken out and beaten up. Well, there's a big fight with New Goblin on a surfboard in Spider-Man 3.
So do you think it's going to be more like Quantum Leap rather than universe splitting?
No.
Because if it is, I love Quantum Leap.
Me too.
Oh, hang on. Do you mean the MCU Peter Parker jumping into the body of Sam Raimi Peter Parker, or
and maybe that's why
Amazing...
Doc Ock recognised him as Peter?
No, because there's infinite multiverses where that Doc Ock met that Peter. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, the trailer looks incredible. I am all for it. I want to watch it. I just have some concerns that it might be too much.
I like this thought on Sinister Six.
Bound to happen. For Christ's sake, Sony have wanted a Sinister Six film forever. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was basically set up for a Sinister Six film. It's just... I want to see it. I want to see it. And we've seen Spider-Verses in...
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Did you notice that when the spell breaks and all the colours flash, that's very reminiscent of Into the Spider-Verse, because that's incredibly bright and colourful.
And Loki, I thought, as well, actually. Yeah, parts of Loki. Yeah.
So perhaps they'll... There's already speculation... Well, Wong is in Shang-Chi. We see him fighting in one of the things. So he's travelling through that... portal with bags and stuff. He's going on a journey. So this film is going to coincide with Shang-Chi. But will the spell also coincide with female Loki, whose name I can't remember? Sylvie stabbing Kang.
He who remains.
So much there, possibly
because the break is the same thing, right? It's timelines and universes.
I
and
would
multiverses.
say that Stephen Strange doing what he did would have been stopped by the TVA if the TVA still existed in a way that they could control the main timeline. But because they don't really exist like that anymore, and the timekeepers aren't there, and there are branches everywhere, that's allowed him to go and do whatever he wanted to do.
Yes.
I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Post credits of No Way Home will have Loki coming through one of the doors.
I'll watch that.
How much are you going to put on it?
Well, okay, not Loki. Owen Wilson.
How much are you going to put on that?
On a jet ski.
KFC.
Boom, done it. We're in there. Can have a KFC.
A full bucket?
Just a variety meal.
Listen, I'm all for it. I want to watch it. I just have some concerns that it might be too much for me.
There's a lot to watch.
Yeah.
And to fully appreciate all of that, you're going to have to watch non-MCU films.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. So I would do it.
Now,
why?
Okay. Let me explain.
You better.
Your average MCU fan has already seen all of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy and has seen the 2 Amazing Spider-Man films.
James has.
And you haven't seen the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Nathan?
No, I haven't.
No, I've seen all of that, but someone sent me a an image yesterday that says the problem with Spider-Man 3 is that you got to watch Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2 to appreciate fully Spider-Man 3. So that is, you've got to watch the Sam Raimi trilogy.
Yeah.
You've got to watch The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Right.
Plus, you've got to have seen Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, to fully understand and appreciate everything that happens in Spider-Man No Way Home.
I don't believe that.
Fine.
I also think...
I've just explained to you every single reason why, but that's fine.
Well, I'm just thinking... No, I disagree.
Okay, actually, do you know what? You're right. You don't have to have seen those films. You can just go into the... You could just have seen the MCU Spider-Man in Civil War and the Avengers movies and his own films, and then go into that and go, yeah, fine, that's a Spider-Man film, and I guess these are villains from Spider-Man's other, adventures across the multiverse.
Yeah.
It's like watching Avengers Endgame. If you've just seen the Avengers movies and you haven't seen all the other MCU films, you'll appreciate Endgame, but you won't appreciate it as much as if you've seen everything that came before. My concern is of it being just Spider-Man. If people haven't seen everything that's come before from a Spider-Man film that we've had since 2002, this might be what the hell's all this? Who are these other Spider dudes? Where are these guys? What's going on here?
It worked like the Spider-Verse, though, didn't it?
Yeah, but that was in and of itself its own thing, and I think it. Maybe I'm not okay. I don't know.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
What you're trying to say is that I'm not gonna get the full flavour of this new film if I haven't seen all the other ones, because they're going to show the villains that are going to come back. But actually, maybe I'm a bit biased because I've been watching some of the Spider-Man cartoons that was on Netflix, so I know about the Sinister Six, and I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But bringing them all together, all arch enemies of Spider-Man, I think you need to have seen the two most recent Spider-Man,
yeah,
and the names you've said and I can't remember.
Homecoming and Far From Home.
Yeah, and that's because that sets up really nice, because it's obviously following on Mysterio telling everybody, the whole world, who it is. So nice to see that bit.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing all the other ones, I'm not 100% sure, because aren't Spider-Man 1, 2 and 3 and then the Amazing Spider-Man just reinventing Adam Garfield being Spider-Man and getting bitten? Is that right or not?
Yeah, you get the origin story.
Yeah, it's the origin story again, but with different baddies. So take all that crap away and just have the baddies.
I think that
I want to like you, Ben, on this, but I'm not.
I think it's so Spider-Man is so culturally known and understood, even if you haven't seen the movies, that you kind of just probably can get it. But for the full experience, I think I've really hit the nail on the head, because it's called No Way Home. I bet he keeps jumping between realities.
Interesting.
A bit like Sam Beckett in Quantum Leap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Until he's God at the end.
And I reckon Doctor Strange feels guilty and has to come and find him, and that's where. And there's probably the fight on the train is probably an evil Doctor Strange. It's probably not him. It's probably another Doctor Strange.
Because it stands to reason, if there are multiple Spider-Men, there could be multiple Doctor Stranges.
Yes.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Should we do some nerd scene?
Let's do some very quick nerd scene, because we are 2 hours into this podcast.
My God.
Shit the bed. That's my first swear word.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Nerd scene.
Okay. This is where we talk about stuff we've watched and seen. It's a play on words.
I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense.
Explain to me now.
If anyone wants to know what it is, to explain it a little bit more, go listen to our previous 100 odd episodes or whatever.
Sure. And if you do listen, try and explain it to me, please.
So I've been watching What If, although episode 3 is out today, and I didn't watch it before.
I haven't watched it. Do you know what is the synopsis for it?
Some new Avengers, some different Avengers group.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I generally, I'm excited.
I actually don't know. I actually don't know.
What was the synopsis for the second one? Because the first one was Captain America, but it's Peggy Carter.
Yeah. What if T'Challa was Star-Lord?
Oh, it was that one. Okay, good.
I found that really quite funny.
It was really good. It was really, really solid. Like, I think a lot of people liked it more, but I think the first one was out of this world.
I don't like agreeing with you, but when you say things right and I agree with you, then I thought it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant, the first episode.
Well, for me, it would be whether I want to see that in the MCU proper.
Yes.
And I like the story of T'Challa as Star-Lord. I like the heist they went on. It was fun. But I don't want to see any of those characters in that version. I'm happy with the version we've got. Captain Carter, I want in the MCU right now. I want to have seen a trilogy of her movies already. I think she is so superior to Anthony Mackie, Captain America.
Do you think it was a better fit?
Maybe.
Because in some ways, I mean, Peggy's got, as a character, she's not as big as T'Challa is.
Yeah, he's not as popular, I mean.
Popular, yeah. But also that there's not that same film and everything else like that. So, but then taking a big character to replace another big character, it might not have moulded quite as well. But with the roles reversed for Peggy and Steve, it was quite interesting that he was. Well, I didn't really get the Iron Man suit, but that doesn't matter in what
it was just doing some fun stuff. Yeah.
But it worked really, really well. It felt like a beautiful sandwich.
Yeah.
Whereas
a beautiful sandwich.
Because Peggy Carter's quite a fan favourite. Like there was the Agent Carter TV show. But that's not canon anymore. That's been put like people don't. That's not. That doesn't tie into the MCU anymore.
No.
But people want to see more of her. Like whenever she's on the screen, everyone's like, "Yeah, she's great. She's a really great actress." What's the lady's name?
Hayley Atwell.
She's I think they could so easily slot her in to the main universe.
Well, there's a multiverse coming.
Yep.
Nathan. So anything can happen. Anything can happen.
So I think it's really good. It's a really good show. It's a really interesting show.
How many episodes are there going to be?
6. I want to say 6.
I want to say 6.
3 have been released.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm about to look it up.
Okay, you do that.
I also went to see The Suicide Squad.
Which is the James Gunn directed movie starring Sylvester Stallone as a shark.
Correct.
Excellent.
It is a sequel to Suicide Squad.
Okay. David Ayer's Suicide Squad or someone else's Suicide Squad?
Don't know. Right, I think it might be a really good film, but I am definitely 10 years too old for it.
Oh, Nathan.
Because there's definitely bits in it where I go like, oh, I can see why this works. I really can, but I just don't care for it. Just no. Just please.
What is it? Is it like schoolboy humour, or is it like people
some
talking
of that.
about boobs?
Yeah,
like
some of that, and like it's ultra violent, and
is it?
Yeah, it's super violent. Oh my gosh, exploding heads and. Yeah, very, very.
Oh, so Amanda Waller uses her device, does she?
Well, not just that. Well, anyway, I think it might actually be an excellent film.
Right. Okay. Okay, spoilers, because I don't care. Because I will watch it one day, but I don't care. James, if you care, put your fingers in your ears.
I don't care.
Does Harley Quinn die?
No.
For fuck's sake, be brave.
Yeah,
no. They want to use her, don't they? Fine.
Would you want me to tell you? I'll spoil it. Do people want to spoil once? There is a death in it, which is fairly significant.
Is it Deadshot? No.
Deadshot's not in this one.
Okay.
Bloodsport replaces Deadshot.
Okay, fine. What, Jean-Claude Van Damme? As in...
Yes, Jean-Claude Van Damme is this.
Great film.
Thank you very
Apparently
much.
all bullshit, but a great story.
Yeah.
It's got to be Rick Flag then.
It is Rick Flag. And when it happens, it is kind of heart-wrenching. It's like, I think he is really good. I really like Joel Kinnaman. I think...
Fucking handsome.
He's beautiful, man. And he wears the tightest T-shirt imaginable in this film.
The yellow one,
yes.
Yeah? Oh my God, his pecs are so amazing.
And Starro is quite good in it. And
Starro is quite good in it.
Well, the inclusion of Starro is quite good in it. Okay. It's a good film. And it does some fun stuff. It does reuse a tension break thing quite often. It does this thing where... Build. Something funny. Then the tension breaks.
Oh.
And that happens like 10 times in the movie. To the point where someone dies and I'm like, that person's about to die because they've just done the thing that he's done throughout the movie so much.
Okay. Right.
I recommend you watch it.
I will. I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Peacemaker is fantastic in it.
He's going to have a series, isn't he?
He is going to have a series. Okay. Very good.
He obviously lives. Right, okay.
Or does he?
Oh, could be a prequel.
It's just, like I say, I just think I'm a little bit old for it. And I don't mean like anyone over the age of 35 is not going to enjoy it. I just think in my sentiment, the way I am, the person I am, I just think...
The boring old...
Too intellectual for
no,
me.
Not
I
at all.
don't need violence and head crushing.
Certainly not. I have told you before. How many times have I told you before about what I want from movies is sometimes I want something that stretches me, that makes me, question what it is to be who I am and my philosophy, and also I want big fucking monsters punching each other.
Jason wants punching robots. That are the same size as the monster.
Yeah.
He wants The Rock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. What else we got? Ben, you got some stuff you watched.
I have been rewatching Parks and Rec. My second watch. I've only watched like 5 seasons. I think they're like 7 or 8 seasons. But it's my wife's first time I've ever watched it.
Yeah.
So Parks and Recreation, for those who don't know, is based on the Pawnee, Indiana Parks Department. It's a fake city in America. It was like supposed to be an offshoot of The Office, but then it became its own thing. The first season is 6 episodes long, and they filmed it all back to back because Amy Poehler, who's Leslie Knope, was pregnant, and she had a certain amount of time to film it, and then she was like, no, and that's it. Now I'm going to be pregnant, and I'm going to have these babies. So they couldn't watch the pilot and go, well, that person works really well with that person, so we'll put them together more. They just did 6 episodes, and the first season's a bit weird.
I agree. It gets into its stride in season 3, I think.
Season 2 is better, and they change things up. Season 3, it just takes off, and it doesn't really stop from there. So we're about halfway through season 3.
When does Rob Lowe come into it?
Rob Lowe is Chris Traeger, and Ben Wyatt, played by Adam Scott, show up in the last 2 episodes, I think, of season 2.
Yeah, he is the moment for me. Rob Lowe just suddenly explodes onto the.
They make it. Parks and Rec is fantastic, JB. If you could, it's not as silly as Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but
same ilk, same sort of thing.
It's the same sort of thing.
Okay.
So I would if get past 6 episodes of season 1, and the episode's like 25 minutes long, so it's nothing. So get past the first 6 episodes of season 1, then get into season 2. Some characters, their personality changes. They become a bit more lovable. They become a bit more funny, and it's great.
Okay.
I finished reading the first 5 issues of a comic called The Silver Coin, which is a horror comic from Image. It's based around a cursed silver coin, and it takes you through this coin's life, basically. Nice. The 5th issue took you back to where the curse of this coin began, and it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's had issues written by, I think it's drawn by, and the first and the last issues are written by Michael Walsh. But then there's been a Jeff Lemire issue.
That sounds very Lemire-y.
Yeah, there's been others as well. It's coming back for a second volume, which is great. It's been really good. It's been like a couple of horror tropes. So there's one where it's music that this band, it's the first issue, they get the coin, or the lead guitarist of this band, who like they're sort of stagnating. They get the coin, suddenly they become massively famous. But then one day this guy can't stop playing the guitar.
Oh, it's the monkey's paw.
Basically.
Oh, okay.
It shows up at a summer camp where this girl there is quite into like slasher flicks, and stuff happens. It goes into the future. That's a Jeff Lemire one. That is great. And then there's another one as well. I forgot. Oh, there's a home invasion one. Oh my God, that is so good. And then there's the one that the 5th issue, which takes you all the way back to where it all began, and it's going to come back for more. And honestly, if you like horror comics, for the love of God, pick up The Silver Coin. You will not regret it.
Cool.
Very quickly, the other day, I think it was like the 9th anniversary of Tony Scott dying. And I was like, what's my favourite Tony Scott film? And it's not Top Gun.
And that's because you're wrong.
Yes, fine. Yeah. In my opinion, I'm right, but whatever. It's True Romance. So I watched True Romance because it was like the day after the anniversary of his death. And
I kind of don't want to listen to him anymore because he's made such a rookie error. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's never done a podcast before. It's like he's never thought through.
I'm just going to put on the brakes and he'll just fly by.
Oh,
negative, Ghost Rider.
Madness fault. I love that film. It's like one of my all-time top 10 films.
Isn't it based on Badlands?
Probably. I know you've said that to me before. And yes, you're probably right. It was written by Quentin Tarantino. It's probably heavily influenced from that. There's probably music from that.
I think it might be, yeah.
But at the same time, it's its own thing, and I love it. It's a great film.
What's this last thing you've got? Untold, Malice at the Palace?
So this is something that popped up for me on Netflix the other day. And it said, because I watched The Last Dance, I might like Untold, Malice at the Palace. So it's a documentary about a basketball game that took place, I think, in like 2004 or something like that. And it's a game between the oh Jesus, I've forgotten the Pistons, who are from Detroit, and the Indiana Pacers. So it was at Detroit, and the season before, the Pistons beat the Indiana Pacers when they really shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
And then in the next season, the Indiana Pacers go to the Detroit Pistons and they are hammering them. They are better than them across the board. They're like double points beating them. And then a massive fight break. A riot happens, basically.
Right.
Starts on the court between the players, and then the fans get involved. And it's utterly unbelievable. JB, you like a sport documentary, mate. You
I do, and I'm
finding the trailer for it.
I have, and I'm going to leave it there. I didn't mean to do that.
I highly recommend it because it's very, very good. So it's Untold, Malice at the Palace. So I think the documentary series is Untold, and then this episode is called Malice at the Palace. That's what it became known as, and it was this massive brawl between the Indiana Pacers, the Detroit Pistons, and then the fans.
Okay, cool. I'm in.
Highly recommend it.
All right, brilliant.
Amazing.
Cool.
That's what I got.
On that, just before we get to yours, JB, there's a documentary coming up. Oh, it's probably going to be in the next couple of weeks because it's the 20th anniversary of 9/11 next month.
Yes.
And I think there's a new documentary about that coming on Netflix, which should be quite interesting.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. James, your nerd scene feels like it needs an episode in its own right.
Do you think? Could do. Did you? Well, I have now finished Invincible.
Bum, bum, bum! Okay, so spoilers for the Invincible TV show. So if you don't want to know...
Yes, I mean, there's a lot of shit to come if you just watch the TV show, I tell thee.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't there? You wanted to know.
And I'm happy to know.
Now
I'm
you
happy
know.
to know. I'm happy to know.
So, I got a question.
Yes.
Who's your favourite villain? Is it Dinosaurus?
That's the correct answer.
He is...
Is it
cool.
Thrag?
Yep.
Is it Conquest?
Is it a spaghetti monster?
I actually quite like Angstrom Levy as well.
Angstrom Levy is fantastic.
You called out Angstrom Levy straight away when you were reading through and you were giving us the updates. As soon as you got to Angstrom Levy, you went, "That's his nemesis." You just called it straight away.
Yeah.
I think he's going to show up in season 2 of the TV show.
I mean, I've been talking to Nate about it when we just because I'll be reading it and I've obviously been sending you texts. I'm like, holy shit, this has happened. Who the is Thrag? He's Nails.
He's the Grand Regent. He was built to lead.
Oh, I mean, he messes people up. I mean, seriously.
Brutal.
And I like to. I think the bits that I struggled with, was that, and I forgot, and Nate kindly reminded me as I was just JBing it. So there was no. I was just going through. I was reading. I think at one point I went and was reading 6 issues a night. So cramming in 6 issues, which you said was a monthly release. That's 6 months.
Yeah.
And me reading it, and I'm just like, I've just bloody read that. You don't need to go over that again. But then I've got to put in my head that there's been a month's gap, so there is going to be a little bit of refresh needed in the comic.
6 issues is a volume, so it goes to the next volume, which starts with the next issue. So the 7th issue of that 6. So it's got to remind people who these characters are, what they've done, what's happened before. Then something new readers jump on, and they're like, okay, so we've got to tell people what's going on here, yada yada yada.
I think one of my favourite bits, and it's towards the end, is the and Ben was the spoiler because
I didn't mean to do this. This was a complete mistake.
It was because So he gave me the comic, the volumes.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, Bing or JB, sorry, have a look at the covers."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, look!" I think it was volume 10. I was like, "Oh, look, Battle Beast is fighting Thrag."
Yeah.
Volume 11, open up. Oh, Thrag's got a lovely Battle Beast wrapped around him.
I completely forgot it was on there. I was like, oh, shit.
And I have to say that what I loved the way through the comic that battle is going on, because it's not just a one-off fight over and done with in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. I mean, it felt like it was going on for months.
It's cinematic the way he does it.
It's just like you're just reading, and I was like, the fight would start, and I'd turn a page, and I'd be like, where's this story gone? And I've turned back and I've gone. Trying to look through the pages. I'm like, I'm not going to rip this page because Ben's going to kill me.
You've been spitting on my comic book.
No, I've been blowing, not spitting.
Better not be any spittle coming.
No, that's right.
Okay.
And then like,
are we still in Nerdschatting Nights? It's got a bit sexy.
and then like 3 or 4 pages later, you see it again. I mean, it is an excellent story, comic, everything that. I mean, it's the first comic I've read in absolutely years, but it's just so different to what's out there in terms of the mainstream. If I'm correct in seeing the Marvel and the DC, this could easily supersede some of the things that they're doing. Yeah. And it's such a game-changing, different take on the superhero, universal, multiverses. I mean, it's got everything in there.
It only exists because of those, though, doesn't it?
It does.
It's Kirkman's homage to all of those things.
It absolutely is, but the way his vision of it...
Yeah. It enhances it, doesn't it?
So different to what we're getting through the MCU and DC. Yeah. It's cracking. It's cracking read.
It must be good because you mainlined it, you JB'd it. Like I think that you will not carry on. You'll be like, nah, that's no good.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I struggled with the early volumes because of what's been packed into the TV show. And I'm like, I've got this. I want new. Where is this new stuff that Ben and Nate keep on going, oh, you wait till you read this bit, dickhead.
That sounds just like both of us.
So yeah, it was an astounding read.
I suspect that fight between Thrag and Battle Beast will be an entire episode of the show.
Yeah.
I think it will go the other way in the show. They won't cut back and forth to it. I think it will just be... Like, people who have read the comics will be expecting that to happen, but it will be the whole episode of the show will be them just thrashing each other to within an inch of their lives until it ends the way it does.
Yeah, and we spoke about the TV show, about the battles happening all the time, and sometimes it was a little bit too much. Like you wanted something else to just take a breath and take it back. You know, like obviously with Nolan fighting with Invincible and things, that was great. But me personally, I don't think I could see 30 minutes of just fighting. I think it would and or whatever the time frame is. So darting around. I will have to say that one of my favourite characters is Robot.
Robot's a fascinating character because he has nothing but good intentions. It's just he has zero empathy, so he doesn't care about how he does anything.
Like how that went and how they've gone. They went into the Monster Girl, where the other dimensions coming back and everything else about that. It was. And in the end, does the right thing, kind of thing.
Yeah. What about the amount of time they're there for? Like,
I know, it's ridiculous.
Hundreds of years.
It's great. It's great, and I like all the different Invincibles coming in, and that was another horrific sort of event with Angstrom Levy and all the dimensions of bringing it in, and just people getting
all the bastard Invincibles. Yeah. What do you think of the ending, the last issue? What did you think of that? The way it jumped around through time and stuff like that.
I found that a little bit difficult.
Okay.
I thought that what I'm trying to say, it just bounced around a little bit too much, but that might have been because of the mainlining it. Maybe I could have just gone. And in fact, what I might even do tonight is I might read the last bit again, just because I was like, oh wow, and then this battle happened, this fight, and I'm like, I felt like at that point I could just go, there you go.
Yeah, it's an epilogue, and that's right. And you know, all the great stuff. You know, think like Lord of the Rings that has an epilogue where, they fight Sauron and they fight, and then in the book, the hobbits go back to Hobbiton and they have a little fight again. It's tiny, it's a small thing, but you need that breather, that moment to go. Okay, well, I'm still in the world. I'm still there. I'm still kind of dealing with it. Okay, process it. So
yeah.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it, JB. I knew you would. Good. I think from that, though, you can see how excited Nathan and I were when we knew that not only was there going to be a film of it, but there was going to be a TV show, it was going to be animated. It's like, oh my God, just think of everything they can do with this, you know.
I think in some ways it's better that it's animated because of the violence that is in there. But I think you can get away with it a lot more.
And the scale.
They're saying that The Boys is of a similar violent sort of heads crushing, smashing everything.
Yes, but you can see that The Boys is very much based within this world, whereas Invincible takes it to another level. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, there we go.
Well, that was quite a podcast, guys.
That was a 2-hour, 25-minute podcast.
Wow.
My God.
Are you going to go and get me that KFC you owe me now?
No.
Wow.
Do I owe you still? I think we had a deal. We got to wait till Spiderman No Way Home comes out.
I think I owe you one from a way back.
Maybe you're right, yeah.
I am. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where can people get hold of us and tell us what they think of all the things that we've talked about tonight?
Oh, on social media, just search for Nerds Chatting on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, and you will find us, and you can talk to us and tell us what you thought of all the trailers we've seen and all the opinions of the news and what you've been nerd-scening. And you can also email us, nerdschatting@outlook.com.
That's correct.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Cool. We'll come back in like a month and do this again, shall we?
Maybe even earlier?
Yeah, maybe. See how we feel. We've got some leave coming up. We've got some things happening at work.
Oh,
We've got some big stuff happening.
Yeah.
There's going to be some big movies out, so we might end up going back to reviews again once they've got
I think we'll have to, won't we?
Yeah, rather than like a big news story. Like there's going to be probably some. I imagine what will happen is we won't do anything for like 2 weeks, and then we'll have to do 3 in a week or something ridiculous.
I believe that will be the case.
Yeah. Will one of those reviews be James Bond? It's time he died.
No. It's never coming out. That movie is never going to make any money. It's losing money.
Every day that it's not been released is losing money.
Yeah,
cool.
I forgot about that film.
Yeah, exactly.
I absolutely did.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's my line. Are we starting?
Yeah, let's start.
I thought, are we going to? What about the trailers? I thought we were watching them together.
No, we're watching this. I want live reactions.
Ah.
Oh, look at you, being the boss. I don't think this is his podcast.
It's not my podcast. It's our podcast. Together, team.
I mean, we sit down, we talk about things, and we always decide that you're right. So, I mean, it's your podcast, really.
Yeah. Who's done the menu?
It's me.
Who leads this podcast?
It's me.
You're like the Terry Wogan, and I'm maybe like the Michael Parkinson?
I would take the Terry Wogan.
I would say that Michael Parkinson is bigger than Terry Wogan.
Oh, shut up. Wogan on a Monday night was like, he had the big ass.
Parky interviewed Muhammad Ali, for Christ's sake.
Oh, Wogan? Wogan? Is he in relation to Hogan?
He probably did interview those people as well.
He did, yeah.
Ben, why don't you sing us in?
Welcome to Nerds Chatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.